Revelation 13:9 says. Read that again, King.
Revelation 13:10.
Read.
He that leadeth into captivity
Like this damn devil, right? With the cap on. Read.
shall go into captivity.
So you go into captivity. That's the gospel. That's the gospel. You gotta get ready. Keep reading.
10:30.
He that killeth with the sword.
Just like y'all killed with the sword. That's a fact. How you get this land? You killed with the sword. Read.
Must be killed with the sword.
Yeah,
Must
you.
be killed with the sword.
So you gonna be killed with the sword. That's thus saith the Lord, man. Damn hypocrites, man. Damn hypocrites. We only got that 1 or 2 scriptures out before the demons start to come out of them, man. This is the 1 or 2, man. He came up here humble like he was talking about he know the gospel. Man, that's just wicked, man. These devils are proud, man. Now, I thought I had to jack him up a little bit because it seemed like he's better walk over there to the sisters, man. So I thought I was going to have to jack him up for a little bit, but hey, man, we're going to get back to the word of the Lord, man. That's just Esau being Esau, man, trying to be crafty, man. He didn't want to deal with the precepts. Revelation 13:9, or Luke 1:68 that the brother was bringing out, right? He didn't want to deal with Deuteronomy 7:6, man. They act like they always got to be included into everything, man. You can't get into this, man. Go back to Isaiah 46:13, King. That's praying upon table. Y'all got a second for the word of God? Right good? Read that.
Isaiah chapter 46 and verse 13.
Right?
I bring them my righteousness. It shall not be far off.
Right?
And my salvation will not tarry.
Get Malachi 3:6. That's something else. Keep reading that, King. He says his salvation should not tarry.
And I will place salvation in Zion for Israel my glory.
What would you get? Oh, is that a homosexual? Yeah. Oh, I want to remain this. Right. Get Malachi 3:6.
3:6. Yeah. Luke 14 what?
No, I said get Malachi 3:6. You read Isaiah 46:13 one more time. Right. Well, I want him to read that first.
Look at Isaiah. Isaiah chapter 46 and verse 13.
Right.
I bring them my righteousness. It shall not be far off.
Right.
And my salvation shall not tarry. And I will place salvation in Zion.
Place it where?
My salvation in Zion. For Israel my glory.
For who?
For Israel my glory.
So the Lord said in Isaiah that he was going to place salvation for Israel. Not Edom, not Moab. He said for Israel my glory. And he going to sit here and talk about, well, that's Isaiah. Well, was Isaiah not a prophet? That's wicked, man. It doesn't matter if that 3:6.
Brother Malachi, chapter 3, verse 6.
Right?
For I am the Lord, I change not.
That was Isaiah.
For I am the Lord,
Right?
I change not.
So the Lord don't change. Keep reading.
Therefore, ye sons of Jacob are not consumed.
And if he changed, we'd be finished right now, man. We'd be over with, man. If that devil could somehow get salvation and be in the kingdom with us, man, we'd be over. We'd be finished. He's them trying to overthrow the kingdom. Yeah, man, he's gonna be in there plotting. He be like, man, yeah, I know he came and put his back, but don't you feel like you should be calling the shots? He gonna be trying to tilt brothers, man. That's just wicked, man. That's evil, man. That's where this man gotta go. Get on.
Let me precept.
Yeah, bring that up. Get Proverbs 29.
Numbers chapter 23, verse 19.
Right?
God is not a man that he should lie,
Right?
neither the Son of Man that he should repent, hath he said.
So look, the Most High is not a liar like you, Esau. You're a liar. you'll say that you'll give us 40 acres in the mule, but even though you should give us this whole earth, that's a slap in the face. But you'll say you'll give us 40 acres in the mule, and then go back on your word, man. So, man, bring that up, King. Yeah, no, 29 and 2.
Proverbs chapter 29 and verse 2.
Right?
When the righteous are in authority, the people rejoice.
So when the righteous was in authority, hey, it was good times, man. Solomon was paving all these streets with gold, man. These streets was paved with gold. Silver was like pennies in that time, man. People wasn't worried about wealth, protection, none of these things, man. That's what happens when the Israelites are in authority, man. The righteous Israelites. Finish reading.
But when the wicked beareth rule,
But when who?
but when the wicked beareth rule,
The Edomites, the white man, right? Read.
the people mourn.
The people what?
The people mourn.
That's what everybody is mourning right now. Suicide is at an all-time high, right? People don't want to live no more. You got all these riots happening all over the earth. That's because the wicked is there. It's Job 9 and 24. That's because the wicked is in rule right now, man. That's what happens when they rule, man. All hell kind of thing. Right?
Here we go. Chapter 9, verse 24.
Right?
The earth is given into the hand of the wicked.
Right?
He covers the face of the judges thereof.
Right?
If not, where and who is he?
So the earth is given into the hands of the wicked, man. We know who run the earth right now, man. His face is all over the dollar bill. The same guy, when you get a dollar bill, those are the people running the earth, man. The Lord said they were wicked, according to the Bible. That's why they passed all these laws, like you could be a homosexual or a lesbian. They just spread wickedness, man. Yeah, transgender, telling a boy he could be a girl, and a girl he could be a boy. Right? That's wicked, man. Get Isaiah 5 and 20. And get Isaiah 29, start at verse 21. Bring that out first, King.
Isaiah chapter 5 and verse 20.
Right?
Woe unto them that call evil good,
Right?
and good evil, that put darkness for light, and light for darkness, that put bitter for sweet, and sweet for bitter.
And that's what's happening in this society, man. They just turned everything upside down, man. Everything that was righteous is evil now, man. Hey, we're the bad guys now, man. We're the evil ones for coming out here speaking the words of the Lord. Where I thought everybody believed in God. Get Amos chapter 5, verse 10 with me. Hold that, King. Get Amos chapter 5, verse 10, man. It's backwards, man. We get scoffed at. You know, people try to call us names, mock us, laugh, just being evil, man. Because we out here preaching the word of the Lord. Read that, King.
Amos chapter 5 and verse 10.
Right?
They hate him that rebuketh.
They do what?
They hate him that rebuketh.
So, hey, man, we rebuke him, man. We come out here to rebuke the people, man. Is that not how you supposed to love thy neighbor? Did not the Lord say if you love thy neighbor, you will rebuke him and not suffer sin upon him? So why is it now they saying, well, you can't judge? Just let people do what people want to do. That's evil, man. If you see somebody doing something contrary to the word of the Lord, man, you're supposed to warn that man, man. You're supposed to warn that man to turn from his wicked ways. Going back to the book of Ezekiel. You can't just let him continue to play with his folly, man. You have to warn him. And if you don't warn him, then you hate him. You know? That's how you show that you really love somebody. Because that brother can repent from that, and he can become stronger. But if he's steady doing that sin, and he just go stay in that sin, and he ain't gonna never wax no stronger, and he might wax weaker and end up falling out this truth. That's why it's really good to rebuke brothers, man. Is that it on that? Finish that.
And they abhor him that speaketh uprightly.
Abhor means hate, man. They hate us for coming out here speaking, thus saith the Lord, man. Like that Edomite, man, perfect example. Talk about, he know the gospel. How you gonna say you believe in God and you love God but they have a problem with what the prophet Isaiah said. That's what? That's evil. That's a hypocrite, man. That's what the Lord said. As soon as he is born, he go forth speaking lies, man. As soon as he come out, get that. As soon as this damn devil is born, man, he speak lies. Deceit, treachery, it's all manner of wicked, man. That's all they do. Bring that up, man. Now that. Bring that up.
29, Isaiah chapter 29, verse 21.
Right?
Therefore, thus saith the Lord, that make a man an offender for a word.
So they make us, get Isaiah 10 verse 1. So they make a man an offender for the word, man. We come out here, try to preach. We gotta be, we kind of gotta be wise with certain words we say out here, man. And they're damn trying to flag the channel, get the channel taken down, man. That's making a man an offender for a word, man. You gotta come out here and kind of be crafty a little bit and say it. You can't really say, you gotta say stuff like the pinch. Don't get the pinch in your arm, right? You gotta be wise out there, read.
And lay a snare for him that reproved in the gate.
And they lay snares for us that reprove in the gate, man. They setting up new devices, try to, listen in to what you're saying. Hey, man, they got these things now, it's like on fly. Well, it's really a drone, man. But it looks just like a regular fly. And it's just, sitting on the wall, listening to all your conversations. Taking pictures, recording. Hey, they got the Israelites in 4K, man. That's the thing going around now. They be like, oh, they call them in 4K. But they got us in 4K, man. They got the satellites pinned in on us, man. They got agents. They got agents out here just, thinking we don't see them. It's all kinds of snares and stuff that they got out here for the men of the Lord that's reproving in the gate. This is in the gate, man. We're in the gate, man. Where the people coming? Finish that again.
And turn aside the just for the thing of naught.
So they turn aside the just for stuff that is not profitable, man. Meaning us, man. We be out here trying to get the so-called black, Native American, Hispanics to come back to their God-given nationality and wake up, man, and stop trying to go hand in hand with your enemy who hates your guts. But they turn us aside for them, man. Just like last time we was out here, we trying to tell our sisters to come out of that lifestyle, man. That you can't be a lesbian and love God. You can't. You can't be a lesbian and love God at the same time. It don't work like that, man. You have to pick. You can't serve two masters. Get James 1:8 real quick. You can't do it, man. That's serving two masters. Either you gonna serve the Lord or you gonna serve the spiritual demon Satan, man. It's that simple. You can't do both, man. Now people try to do both. Esau taught us you could do both. You could stay in your sins, you could stay wicked, and God still loves you. That makes no sense. James 1:8.
Book of James, chapter 1, verse 8. A double-minded man is unstable in all his ways.
Read that again.
A double-minded man is unstable in all his ways.
So, hey, man, you can't be double-minded, man, and serve the Lord, man. You sitting here eating pork, right? You got the damn pork chop smothered in gravy, and then you go pray over it, man. Let the Lord go hear that prayer, man. That's just unstable, man. In all your ways, man. And that's what we see. A lot of our people just unstable out there, man. They thirsty, man. And it's not that type of thirsty that they think that he's talking about. Hey, come here in the world, family. So, hey, they unstable. Finish reading that, King. Just hold that, man. Finish reading the rest of that.
Book of James,
Right.
chapter 1, verse 8.
Right?
A double-minded man is unstable in all his ways. See? Verse 9. Let the brother
No, that's it. That's it. Go back. It's Isaiah 29 and 21. Bring that up.
Psalm chapter 58 and verse 3.
Right?
The wicked are estranged from the womb.
Right?
They go astray as soon as they be born, speaking lies.
What?
Speaking lies.
That's just lies, man. That they taught us as a people. Taught us that we don't have to follow the commandments. Taught us to love everyone, man. Where's that at? Why would you teach sheep to love a wolf, man? Like wolves, they literally eat sheep. That's what they do, man. So why would you sit here? That's like trying to tell a sheep. Yeah, I know they kind of eat you, kind of steal your little kids and stuff. But hey, you gotta love that wolf, man. That sheep gonna look at you like you're crazy, man. And that's what they told our people, man. No matter how many times he shoot us down in the street, he rape, rob, and murder us, right? We still have to love him, man. Hey, man, we not doing that out there, man. We love our brother as we love ourselves, man. Those the enemies is telling you to love, man. Not the so-called white man. You gotta separate from him, man. Get on. Bring the rest of that,
And lay a snare for him that reprove in the gate,
right?
and turn aside the just for a thing of naught.
Right? Bring that up, King.
Book of Isaiah chapter 10 and verse 1.
Right?
Woe unto them that decree unrighteous decrees.
That what?
That decree unrighteous decrees.
Right?
And that right grievousness which they have prescribed.
And that's what they do, man. They do unrighteous decree, telling a boy that he can become a girl and go get a sex change, right? Man, that's unrighteous decrees, man. Right? And all this is just unrighteous decrees. That's what happened with the wicked bear rule, man. That's what everybody in mourning, everybody mad, you know, everybody upset, man. Because even the wicked get tired of the wicked, man. I be seeing Esau get on Esau nowadays, man. I seen a video when they had a bus and there was a whole bunch of Israelite women on the bus and they was like half naked. They're like, hey man, we got kids out here, man. It was like, black women, is this what you want? Is this how you want to be portrayed? He was kind of getting on Esau, man. Even though that's his own people. Because that's what happened. Do that one more time, please.
Woe unto them that decree unrighteous decrees, and that right grievousness which they have prescribed.
So man, that's grievous things that they described out there. Give me the book of Numbers 35 and 36. Right? Telling us to love them after the rape, rob, and murder of your people, man. Hey, that's madness, man. Ain't no way, man. I'm fit this blood damn white man. Ain't gonna happen. None of us is, man. We going to, keep preaching the downfall of this kingdom, man. We doing nationwide fasts. Brothers and sisters coming together in unity. And the Most High is giving us signs in the heavens, man. We had 2 blood moons back to back. Hey, man, so things is picking up. Russia, if people think that Russia is satisfied with just getting Ukraine, you don't know what's going on. Ukraine is just the starter pack, right? They're going way beyond Ukraine. And the U.S. know it. That's why they're sending all their troops over there. They build it up on their defense, right? They try to make sure they negotiations is tight with their allies. They know what's coming, man. They know Putin is ready to send some hypersonic missiles here and lay this whole place waste. That's why I was watching a video and the Most High is mocking these Edomites over here in America. They was trying to do a hypersonic test because America's way behind in the technology with hypersonic missiles. So they was trying to do a test and the missile blew up before it could take off. They got a whole video on it. They tried to develop the hypersonic missiles so they could keep up with Russia and China and North Korea, but the missile just blew up before it could even take off. So America is lacking. If you think that this place will save you, hey, you drunk, man. America is going to lose World War III. That's prophesied to happen in this life. There's nothing to be able to pay. They have to pay. Come in the world, sister. Bring that up, King.
Come on over. Come on over.
Come on, sister. You love God, right?
Come
Yeah, all praise. All praise. Hey, brother. Well, all praises, man. Yeah, come. All praises, man. That's what we come out here for, man. You know? You could have, got proud and, kept going, but, that's rare to see. That's we do our own thing. How you doing, sister?
All right, and you?
You mind if we ask you a few questions? Like, what would be your nationality? Like, what's your nationality?
Black with a white mama.
Black with a white mom?
Yeah.
Right? Get close. And, well, what we're teaching is that you're not actually black. You're alive. Your outfit that you got on is black. And your skin is like like, we are different shades of brown. You know what I'm saying? Like the brown. The earth is different shades of brown. It's never been the color of black. Black is just a crayon color. You know what I'm saying? So we have to teach our people that we've been lied to, that you're not black. And you say you got a so-called black dad, the so-called white mom. Well, according to the Bible, there's no such thing as mixed. Right? We can prove that. Read that.
It's the book of Numbers, chapter 1, verse 18.
Right?
And they assembled all the congregation together on the first day of the second month. And they declared their pedigree.
Their pedigree means like their family lineage and stuff. Read.
After their family by the house of their father.
So they determined who they was based on who their father was. Because the men's the one that carried the seed. See what I'm saying? The woman is like the sword. See what I'm saying? And the men actually carried the seed. So you would be whatever your dad is. So if your dad is a so-called African American, then you would be from the tribe of Judah, right? That's the same tribe that who the world called Jesus Christ came from, right? And we can prove it. Get Revelations 1 verse 13 real quick. We can prove that. You know who this is? This is who most of our people think, Jesus Christ. They think when he come back, he's gonna come back looking like this. But this is just white supremacy at its finest. They set this up to keep us deceived, keep us not knowing stuff, right? Because that's nowhere in the Bible. He actually left his records in the Bible. You ever heard how he looked according to the Bible?
I don't really read the Bible.
Well, hopefully after this, that'll change. The Bible's good for you. Read that, King.
It's the book of Revelation, chapter 1.
Yeah, sorry.
Verse 1. The revelation of Jesus Christ,
Meaning the revealing, right? Read.
which God gave unto him to show unto his servants things which must shortly come to pass. And he sent and signified it by his angel unto his servant John, who bare record. Verse 13. And in the midst of the seven candlesticks,
Right?
one light unto the Son of Man,
Son of Man is all called Jesus Christ, right? Read.
clothed with a garment down to the foot,
So he had a long garment on, going all the way down to the feet, right? Read.
and girt about the paps with a golden girdle.
So keep his garment on so it won't fall down. Read.
His head and his hair
So now it's better to get specific on how he looked. They say his head and his hair, meaning as his texture, read.
were white like wool,
White like wool. So what people on earth have woolly hair?
Well,
Yeah, it's not black. It would be the Israelites, right?
Yeah.
We do. We have that. They don't have. He don't have woolly hair. That's like kind of like dog, horse hair, kind of string. See what I'm saying? This is like woolly hair. It's very similar to a sheep. See what I'm saying? The same type of sheep. We have afros and all that, right? And it was white like this elder was. He had lots of wisdom. See? Read on.
as white as snow,
So it's white as snow. Read.
and his eyes were as a flame of fire.
Yeah, red eyes, right? Not like the color of his eyes. He be on the movies. He have blue or green eyes sometimes. There's nowhere in the Bible where they get that from. Read.
And his feet
His feet. Your feet is gonna be the same color as the rest of your body, right? So, because he had sandals on back then, that's what they were. So if you was to look at his feet, what color were they?
like unto fine brass,
Grass, not grass, grass. Grass would be like brown, a real brown color, right? Read.
as if they burn in a furnace.
As it was.
As if they burn in a furnace.
So he was so dark, it looked like he got burned in the furnace. So he was a very dark skinned man according to the Bible. Have you ever heard that before?
Not just like burned.
Yeah, that's how dark he was. But now that they tell you he was like an olive color.
I was thinking like chocolate.
You said that you don't read the Bible. I want you to understand something. You need to start reading about you. It's your history book.
That's right.
It's not religion.
This is not, yeah, people think this is just like Christianity and just a book. This is just a record book, a book of records.
History book.
And it's really more than a history book because there's prophecies in this book. You see what I'm saying? That's going to tell you future events that's going to come. And we got to prove that. Get Jeremiah 17 verse 4. We're going to get straight to it. But
Jeremiah.
we said, we proved how, the Lord would be an Israelite from the same tribe. Now we got to prove that you would be an Israelite according to the Bible.
Jeremiah chapter 17 and verse 4.
Right? Get the Deuteronomy 26.
And thou, even thyself, shalt discontinue from thine heritage.
So the Lord said that a certain people will be discontinued from their heritage, right? You know what discontinue means? It means like to be done away with, right? Like, so these particular people is to be done away with their heritage, meaning their history, their family traditions, all this. Who that sound like on the earth? That sound like us. We really don't know much after slavery. That's all they teach us. Well, are we just slaves? What were we before we were slaves? See what I'm saying? That's us. That's why we claim all these different religions and organizations because we don't have no identity. Right? That's what the Chinese man, he have an identity. And he got Hong Kong, China, with the dragons, everything that they do. We don't have that. That's why we just kind of join everything, trying to find where we belong. And it was here the whole time. See what I'm saying? So finish reading.
From thine heritage that I gave thee.
Right?
And I will cause thee to serve thine enemies.
What does that sound like? He said not only was you to be taken away from your heritage, but he will cause you to serve your enemies. Right? Don't that sound like us? Serving our enemies, reach.
In the land which thou knowest not.
And we didn't know about this land. America, before they brought us over there, we didn't know nothing about this place. Read.
For ye have kindled a fire in mine anger,
Right?
which shall burn forever.
So we made them mad. And that's why all these things happen. It wasn't coincidence. People think that happened just out of coincidence or because we was like stupid or something. We invented just about everything you can think of. The internet, the automobile, stoplight, refrigerator, car, all these things we invented. So they surely didn't take us into captivity because they were smarter than us. But it happened as a punishment. You better read that. Read that.
Book of Deuteronomy, chapter 28, verse 15.
Right?
But it shall come to pass,
Right?
if thou wilt not hearken
If you don't listen, that's what hearken is.
unto the voice of the Lord thy God,
Yeah?
to observe to do all his commandments and his statutes, which I command thee this day,
Read.
that all these curses,
All these what?
that all these curses,
When you say curses, is a good or bad thing? It's a bad thing, right? Read.
shall come upon thee
Right?
and overtake thee.
So all these curses is supposed to come upon us if we didn't listen to the Lord. See what I'm saying? Jump to 46 real quick.
Verse 46. And it reads,
I can hold that.
verse 46. And they shall be upon thee for a sign.
Like a sign. Like that sign right there lets you know it's like a little crosswalk, right? Stop sign lets you know to stop. So these curses are going to be a sign of who the Israelites is. And you got lots of people claiming to be Israelites. The people over there in Israel, they call themselves Jewish, they wear the little hats and the little, they say that they the Israelites. You see what I'm saying? Well, if they are the Israelites, they should be able to fit what was written according to the book. You see what I'm saying? So, keep reading that.
There should be for a sign,
Right.
and for a wonder,
Right?
and upon thy seed forever.
Your seed is your children, your offspring, right? So it's going to be upon your seed for how long?
Forever.
Forever. Meaning right now in the year 2022, you're going to be able to point out who the Israelites is just by reading this person. So we're going to read a couple of verses to prove to you that you are an Israelite. Read on verse 16.
Verse 16, and it reads, Cursed shall thou be in the city.
First of all, what?
Cursed shall thou be in the city.
So the Israelites are going to be cursed in the city. So just think about any city you go to, who's always at the bottom of any city you go to as a nation, right? We understand a few of us might make it out, but as a whole group, who's always more the homeless, right? Or they just always living in the ghettos, projects. That's us as a people. That's not everybody. Everybody don't fit that way. See what I'm saying? Read.
Cursed shall thou be in the field.
In the field. Who's cursing the field? Who's cursing the field? That's what we got the scriptures out here for. This is us being cursed in the field, getting beat. They didn't have breaks back then. And this is all free labor. We didn't get paid. They said they was going to give us 40 acres and a mule, but we never seen it. See what I'm saying? That's being cursed in the field, right? Read. What's
Verse 54,
right?
so that the man that is tender among you,
That brotherly love that we used to have as as a nation. Read.
and very delicate,
Right?
his eyes shall be evil towards his brother.
Who's known for having an evil eye towards their own people? You the same race, but you gotta kill them. You see what I'm saying? Bloods, Crips, we the same people, but we killing each other over a block that we don't even own. None of us own these blocks that they leaving over. Or as soon as you walk down the street, you kind of, mean mugging. See what I'm saying? That's us. What I'm saying? It's in all the movies. They make all kinds of, they make millions and millions of dollars over these gang movies. And that's portraying us. See what I'm saying? That was a curse. Read.
And towards the wife of his bosom.
His wife. They show that in all these old movies on BET. It's going to BET. There's always going to be a black man and a so-called black woman at each other's throats. You see what I'm saying? The Tyler Perry movies, she kind of hit him across the head with a frying pan, or just all manner of like this, right? Read.
And toward the remnant of his children,
So it's going to be between his brother, his wife, and his children, which what?
which he shall lead.
What?
Which he shall lead.
Who's known for growing up in a single house, without the dad in the household? They make jokes about, oh, your dad went to the store to get a jug of milk and never came back. That's us. See what I'm saying? And we've proven that this is not a coincidence. There's no such thing as coincidence.
That's in the Bible.
That's in the
I
Bible.
said your history book,
See? It was
so
written.
now you need to start reading again.
Yeah, that's what we said after this conversation. Well, really, you might want to pick up the Bible. Listen, because all this is documented in the Bible for you. See, right now, these things are put in here for us to wake up into our true identity and come back to God. So we're going to get more and more. Jump to 68.
Look, Deuteronomy chapter 28, verse 68.
What's the name of the people that we're talking about, right? Because the Lord is not speaking to black people. He's speaking to who?
Talking to
Yeah.
talking to Israelites.
Yeah, there you go, sister. He's talking to the Israelites. So read 68. Get on Deuteronomy 5.
Look at Deuteronomy chapter 28, verse 68.
Right?
And the Lord shall bring thee into Egypt again.
So if you're familiar with the Bible a little bit, Moses led the people out of Israel, right? Yeah. It's like, get Micah chapter 6, verse 4. So he led us out of Egypt, right? The first one. So nowhere in the Bible have we actually went back into the land of Egypt as a whole. You see what I'm saying? So you got to find out what that word Egypt is talking about, right? Look at Micah chapter 6, verse 4.
Look at Micah chapter 6 and verse 4.
Right?
For I brought thee up out of the land of Egypt,
Right?
and redeemed thee out of the house of servants.
Out of the house of what?
Out of the house of servants.
So there's a house of servants. What's another word for that? House of servants. Slaves. Right? Finish that.
And I set before thee Moses, Aaron, and Miriam.
So that's who brought us up out of Egypt, right? out of the house of slaves. See what I'm saying? Now go back to Deuteronomy 20 and 68. So when you hear it says that he will bring you back into Egypt again, it's not talking about the actual place of Egypt, but it's talking about slavery. And that's what we was doing in Egypt. Now how did we go into slavery here in America? Meaning, what form of transportation? It was a ship, right? And who we speaking about? One more time. The Israelites, right? Read that from the top.
Book of Deuteronomy chapter 28, verse 68.
Right?
And the Lord shall bring thee into Egypt again.
Into slavery again.
With ships.
With what?
With ships.
With what?
With ships.
With ships. That's how we got here. What's the I'm looking at? Oh, right here. Slave ships. Packed on them like a bunch of sardines. All this was documented in the Bible before it happened. This happened thousands, this was written thousands of years ago. Over 3,000 years ago. See what I'm saying? So the Bible is real. But what happened was people was teaching it wrong. See what I'm saying? Finish reading it.
Thou shalt see it no more by the way whereof I spake unto thee, thou shalt see it no more again.
It's talking about our homeland. We never been back to our homeland. Wherever they drop you off at the ships, that's where we are to this day. Those people don't never leave the state that they were born in. Our people, now they go all over. They travel to the Bahamas, Hawaii. They always travel. But us, lots of us never make it out the city. See what I'm saying? The people. That's being crushed in the city. And it's talking about our homeland. Our homeland, we have a particular homeland. Read that.
This is the book of Galatians chapter 4 verse 26.
Right?
But Jerusalem.
But what?
But Jerusalem,
Read.
which is above, is free.
Right?
Which is the mother of us all.
So Jerusalem, that's the motherland. People talk about the motherland. Jerusalem is the motherland. That's where we from. Right? That's our home. That's where we learn it to go with. Right? Read the verse. Read that.
By the way whereof I spake unto thee,
Right.
thou shalt see it no more again.
The homeland, Jerusalem, we never seen it. Read.
And there ye shall be sold.
We shall be what?
Ye shall be sold.
Wasn't we sold once we got off the slave ships? You from here? You know what that is right there in the middle?
I know.
Yeah.
I know that.
That's the Lord had that to stand strong just for this conversation right here. Because you got a lot of our people acting like slavery didn't happen. They try to say, oh, it's a myth. That never happened. So the Lord still have slave ships and buildings like that to stand up as a memorial for us to remember. That's what the Lord said, remember. Get Jeremiah 6, verse 16. That's what the Lord said, remember the days of old. And that's what they teach us to be, oh, that's the past. You see what I'm saying? They want us to forget about it. But you need to remember these things, right? Bring that out, King.
Jeremiah 6 and 16.
Right?
Thus saith the Lord,
Right?
stand ye in the ways and see, and ask for the old paths.
And do what?
And ask for the old paths.
In the old ways. The ways that, was in the past. But they try to get us to forget about it. Like slavery. We need to do our research into these things, right? To find out. Is that in on that? No, that is a little bit. Go back.
Ye shall be sold
Right?
unto your enemies.
Unto who?
Your
Enemies.
enemies.
That's what we sold to. Clearly they're not our friends. After every, and it still hasn't changed. Get Zechariah 11 and 5. It still hasn't changed to this very day. They still treat us like, they're enemies. And the Lord said that. Read that.
Book of Zechariah chapter 11 and verse 5.
Right?
Whose possessors slay them,
Meaning we were sold. Meaning we have a possession. Meaning you are old. So the people that own us do what?
slay them,
Meaning kill. Read.
and hold themselves not guilty.
And what?
And hold themselves not
Not
guilty.
guilty.
They get away with it. All the young so-called black men that's being shot down unjustly, their hands is up. They still shoot empty the clip, and then they get away with it. Some cops just did that in Fayetteville, around the corner. There was a sister that had mental illness or something, and they shot her like 8 times in the back. in the back. So clearly she wasn't a threat. Yeah, brother, see? Brother got shot 60 times. Why is they shooting at us like that? It's because they are enemies. See what I'm saying? That's why. There was a little bit more of that. Right?
And hold themselves not guilty.
Right?
And they that sell them say, Blessed be the Lord, for I am rich.
Meaning because they got rich off of slavery. A lot of these banks, these billionaires, you know, they are so rich because of slavery. Because they was getting free labor. Then you gonna get rich. If these companies could make us work for free, because they don't have to pay nobody. So you keeping all the profits. That's how they got rich. Read.
And their own shepherds pity them not.
Meaning our own pastors, So we got a lot of our own pastors that's selling out. They not teaching this in the Christian church. Because they want to get paid. And they was to bring these scriptures out in the Christian church, they know they gonna cut them off. See what I'm saying? So, finish that.
So you shall be sold to your enemies,
Right.
for bondmen,
Slave men,
for bondwomen,
slave women,
and no man shall buy you.
meaning redeemed. Nobody was able to save us out of the condition. We still here. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, man, we had lots of leaders. Marcus Garvey, Huey, Malcolm X, yeah. We had lots of people that tried, but we still here. You know what I'm saying? Now that's a big Deuteronomy 10. There's a way for us to get out of this, right? There's a way. This is not the end.
Look at Deuteronomy chapter 10, verse 13.
Right?
To keep the commandments of the Lord
Right?
and His statutes,
Right?
which I command thee this day for thy good.
For thou what?
For thy good.
So that's what we got to do. Go to Matthew 19 and 16.
Book of Matthew chapter 19 and verse 16. And behold, one came and said unto him, Good master,
Right?
what good thing shall I do that I may have eternal life?
Right? So this man came and asked who the world calls Jesus Christ, right? But we just read earlier that he's the so-called black man, right? From the tribe of Judah. Right? So they asked the Lord whose true name is Yahweh Shah. Because the letter J was the biggest letter. That's not even his real name. In the Hebrew, his true name would be Yahweh Shah. Can you say that? Yeah, you see how you said that on first time? You're an Israelite. You just kind of flowed off the tongue. Read that, King.
And he said unto him, Why callest thou me good?
Right?
There is none good but one,
Right?
that is God.
That is who?
That is
That's
God.
The Father. There's no Trinity. Like they all the same. That's the difference. He just said that. So he said, don't call me good. There's only one good. That is God, which is his Father. Right? So read.
But if thou wilt enter into life,
You want to get into life and kingdom of heaven salvation, what you got to do?
keep the commandments.
Do what?
Keep the commandments.
You got to keep the commandments. Remember, all this happened to us because we didn't keep the commandments. So if you want the blessings, remember it said curses if you don't obey in heart. But if you obey, you will get blessed. You know what I'm saying? Get that real quick and do Deuteronomy 11:26.
Book of Deuteronomy chapter 11 and verse 26.
Right?
And behold, I set before you this day a blessing and a curse.
Right?
A blessing if ye obey the commandments of the Lord your God,
See, so if you obey the commandments, he was going to bless you. Read.
which I command you this day.
Right?
And a curse.
And a what?
And a curse.
Read.
If you will not obey the commandments of the Lord your God.
Meaning if we didn't obey. See what I'm saying? So he gave us two options. If we obey the commandments, he was going to bless us. If we disobeyed the commandments, all this that you see was going to happen to us. That's why this happened. Because we chose to disobey the commandments. And so that's why these things happen. Right? So if you want us to get out of this condition, your people to get out of the predicament they are in, we have to start keeping the commandments. That's what the Lord said. So did you know some commandments? There's more than 10 commandments. That was just like a starter point. Like, are you a mom? So surely you would give your children more than 10 rules to do, right? They have certain rules that they have to obey. I'm pretty sure it's more than 10. So God, he gave us more than 10 laws. That was just like the first 10. But there's more after. So so the 10, we talk about that. So when we go read some commandments, this is why this happens. Because our people only think there's 10 commandments. And who taught us that? Our enemies taught us that. Why? To keep us in sin. Because they know who you are. And they know if you start applying these commandments to your life, they know that the Most High is going to bless you. And they don't want that. So that's why they teach us that there's only 10 commandments. That's also why they teach us that the commandments is done away with. You ever heard that before? That you don't have to keep the commandments no more? Or that's just the Old Testament? Yeah. See, they teach us that because they don't want you reading this and following everything we just read was in the Old Testament. You see why they don't want you to read the Old Testament?
But this, I'm sorry, all of this just sounds like a totally different book.
It's the same book. So it's the King James Version.
I was listening to one of the Bible study and whatnot with my mother when I was little.
Right?
I feel like
Then
it's probably because you weren't complaining about me all the time.
that side telling me different stories. Like Promise Mountains and White Man and the Devil and
That's in the Bible. It's in the Bible.
that.
That's in the Bible.
Yeah. And then so I don't know, at a point I'm just a little bit lost. I gave up trying to be reading the Bible because it's like why you gave that to us. So
Those just lies that were set up by our enemies who sold to keep you away from the book. Because they don't want you reading the book. That's why in slavery, they didn't want us to read. If you was caught reading in slavery, they killed. Because they didn't want us to read it. Or they gave us something called a slave Bible. And the only scriptures that was in the slave Bible were scriptures dealing with slavery, just to keep us depressed. You see what I'm saying? To keep us in the slave mindset. They didn't even give us the whole book. That's why they don't want our people. That's why they teach you evolution, the Big Bang Theory. They teach us these things because they keep us away from who we are according to God, which are the Israelites. The Israelites, get Deuteronomy 7 and 6. The Israelites are not like other people on this earth. They're special, right? Have you always kind of just felt that you were just special, just different? Right? Hey, that's in the Bible. That's why, because God made you special. He made you to be a princess on this earth. He made us to be kings. So we can't be like everybody else, on this earth. That's what happens. We always wanted to be like everybody else. So then the Lord said, all right, you want to be like them? So then, hey, he gave us them to rule over us. And that's why we in the predicament that we is in to this day. You got that? Bring that up.
The book of Deuteronomy, chapter 7 and verse 6.
Right?
For thou art an holy people.
The word holy just means separate. Right? Read.
Unto the Lord thy God. The Lord thy God hath chosen thee to be a special people,
right,
unto himself,
right,
above all people.
No, everybody equal.
Above all people,
right,
that are upon the face of the earth.
So the Israelites are above every other people that is upon the face. That's what the Lord said. And get Malachi 3 and 6. That still stands. People will be like, he felt that like that back then, but now he loves everybody the same. That's not in the Bible. That's nowhere in the Bible. Get Malachi 3 and 6.
Book of Malachi chapter 3 and verse 6.
Right?
For I am the Lord, I change not.
Nah, he changed that.
I change not.
So God doesn't change. Contrary to popular belief, people think, he changed. He just done away with everything that was written. He don't change. Meaning, still to this very day, he still feels that the Israelites is above everybody else on the face of the earth. You better than the so-called white people. We better. That's why we don't do the same thing they do. Now, they kind of like they meat bloody. We like ours well done. You see what I'm saying? They kind of let the dogs lick them and kiss them all in the mouth. We don't do that. You see what I'm saying? We different people. Same thing with the Japanese. They eat anything. We holy people. Meaning the word holy just means separate. Meaning we separate from all these other people. That's why we don't do a lot of the same things. And our people, instead of realizing that, they want to fit in with everybody. See, they want to be just like everybody else. That's why we still in this predicament, because we want to be like those that hate us. They hate us. That's why, we just read that. Zechariah 11:5, who's possessing slavery. That's why all this is happening. And we have to wake up who we are according to the Bible. It's like for the opportunity. Right? So we're going to read a few. You got a question?
I want to ask you something. You said that you was confused a little bit.
Yeah, and that's what I was just thinking right when
Now,
you asked.
what exact point are you confused about? And most how well we can clear it up?
A lot of stuff like, okay,
I'm a just Christian.
Elijah Muhammad and Farrakhan. Israelites, I don't know what is. I like Farrakhan.
Okay.
I don't know if that's the same as Israelites. And yeah, and I used to be Baptist. I guess I still feel Baptist. I don't know, just because I grew up in a Baptist church.
Right.
But I don't want people to go to church anymore because it's not really making sense. And now Deuteronomy and all of this stuff is making sense, but I don't have my Bible with that at all. I don't know what I'm supposed to really follow, I just believe that black is kings and queens, and that's the most I could say. It's hard also because I had to ask my dad if white people is devils, then why you that. Kind of understood a little bit of that too because my mother's family was horrible. Her father was raping her and her sister, so it makes sense to me as a kid that white people are the devil. But,
Right.
I don't know. It just I don't really know what to follow.
Okay. I got something for you to read that. Like, so,
This is the book of Acts, chapter 17 and verse 26.
Bring it out.
let me get Corinthians 4,
And-
Corinthians 4.
And hath made of one blood all nations of men.
So, did you hear that? Read it one more time.
And hath made of one blood.
So God, the creator of the heavens and the earth, out of that one blood, which is Adam, right? Adam is the father of us all. Everybody that you see on the earth. He hath made of one blood all what?
All nations of men.
So there's nations of people on the earth that God created. Now, the kicker is, out of all those nations of people that God created, he chose one race of people to be his chosen people. Right? Real quick, get Romans chapter 13 and verse 11. Right?
Romans.
It's like the Romans chapter 11 and verse 13.
13.
You was right.
Yeah, 13, 11, right? Read that.
Romans chapter 13 and verse 11.
Right, check this out.
And that knowing the time, that now it is high time to awake out of sleep.
So, for all of these years, right, nobody has been able to identify who we are as a people. Right? That's why that's the most confused thing that we have. That's why we're following after just anything. But one day I'm gonna be a Baptist because that's what I was taught. That's what my mother gave me. Okay, well, Farrakhan, he seems to be speaking more of the truth. Okay, well, let me follow that. Right? Because we don't know who we are. Right? Earlier, the brother read Jeremiah 17 and 4, and it told us that we'd be discontinued from our nationality, discontinued from our heritage. Right? Because of all of the catastrophic things that will happen to us, like slavery, like the so-called white man raping the women, so on and so forth. So the first thing you have to do is wake out of sleep to who you are. That's why when the brother read Deuteronomy, he was like, whoa, that's in the Bible? I didn't know that. Wow, that's there? That makes sense. Because it's resonating with who you are as a people. So the Lord said, what in Acts? Read that one more time. Acts 17:26.
Acts 17 and verse 26.
Right?
And hath made of one blood
And hath made of one blood, read.
all nations of men.
So, the key point is to find out what nation you belong to. Right? And predicated upon what just happened when he was reading the Deuteronomy, he was like, whoa, that's me. Right? And the reason it's you because you're a father. Because you are who your father is. Right? Like he read to you earlier, Numbers 1:18. You are who your father is. So who his father is, Now this is what the Lord said about his chosen people. Real quick, give me hold that what you got. Give me Chronicles chapter 16 and verse 13. Chronicles 16 and 13. Real quick. Because if you're not able to identify with who you are, I mean, how can you ever be connected to God? Right? How can you ever have a straight way path to knowing what's going on? You're confused. Right? Anybody's liable to teach you anything. Right? Read that.
First Chronicles chapter 16 and verse 13. O ye seed of Israel.
So there's a seed line. There's a chosen seed line out of all the people that he created. And that seed is the Israelites. O ye seed of Israel. Read.
His servant.
Those are the people that were created to serve the Most High God the proper way. Think about races of people. Predominantly, what race of people seem like they believe in God more than anybody else? Yeah, because, I mean, your belief in God is really your faith because you've never seen God.
Yeah.
You've never seen the Father. How can an entire race of people go through all these obliterating acts like slavery, but they're in a cotton field calling on God?
Yeah.
Lord, we need you.
Yeah.
Come by here, Lord.
Right.
Help us, Lord. We believe in you, Lord. And then you go through all of that, and you still have the ability within yourself to forgive those people that did all those heinous acts to you.
Yeah.
Because there's a chosen seed line. Right? Read that again.
O ye seed of Israel.
Right? Seed of Israel, read on.
His servant.
Right?
Ye children of Jacob. His chosen one.
His what?
His chosen one.
So there's a race of people that are the chosen ones, which are who?
She didn't hear you.
Yes. I don't want to say black again. Israelites.
That's right.
That's right.
The Israelites. Those are the chosen ones. Right?
Yes.
And the reason we know that is predicated upon what happened to them. Right?
Yeah.
Now, real quick, give me Joel chapter 3. Joel chapter 3 and verse, start at verse 3. Give me Amos chapter 1 and verse 9. Real quick. Right? To tie it in and bring it on home. Right?
Joel.
And also give me Deuteronomy 28:64. Right, read that.
Joel chapter 3 and verse 3. And they have cast lots for my people.
So, what we can all agree upon, it doesn't matter who you is, it doesn't matter if you have a religious belief, you can agree upon history. Because history are things that actually happen on the earth. Right? You can go to artifacts, you can prove it, archaeology. Right? We can prove our history because there's artifacts hanging up. Right? There's archaeology to prove it. Like there's still slave markets standing up. Right? We know that so-called white people, they weren't sold into slavery in America. We know that because the artifacts are standing up. So what does it say in the Bible about those things? Read that.
And they have cast lots for my people.
Right? God's people are the Israelites. Read.
And have given a boy for an harlot.
Casting lots is making bets. Right? I mean, what is a slave trade about? It's about selling a people for goods, trading something. God's put it in the Bible. It was prophesied that they cast lots for his people and given a boy for a harlot. Right? Meaning they took the little boys of God's chosen people and sold them so that other races of people can do nasty things behind the scenes. And it still goes on right now. Right? Like the brother mentioned earlier, he said he led to believe that China has taken all of the so-called missing black women in America. What are they doing with our people? I'll tell you what, they're organ harvesting. They're prolonging their lives through different liver and different heart transplants. I mean, how do they get all these heart transplants? It's because they do deep, dark things behind the scenes. And it's in the Bible, right? Read that one more time.
And they have cast lots for my people.
Right?
And have given a boy for an harlot.
Read.
And sold a girl for wine.
They sold our women for wine. Right? This is going to tell you about how we got over here. Right? They sold the women for wine because remember, wine wasn't easy to come around back in the day. They didn't have an ABC store, so to speak. Right? Read on.
That they might drink.
That they might drink. Read.
Yea, and what have ye to do with me, O Tyre and Zidon?
Tyre and Zidon are ancient Hamitic people. When I say Hamitic, I'm talking about the real Africans. Because we're not African. Just because you got dark skin doesn't mean that you're African. The people of South Sudan, the other people that put lip disc in their lips, the big little white bones in their nose, We don't do the same thing. We got two different spirits because we're two different people. That's who Tyre and Zidon is. Check out what they did to the Israelites. Read.
And all the coast of Palestine,
As well as the Palestinians. Who are the Palestinians? Arab people. Right? So you got Tyre and Zidon and the Palestinians, which sold the Israelites for muskets, wine, things of that nature. Read on.
will ye render me a recompense?
Right?
And if ye recompense me swiftly and speedily, will I return your recompense upon your own head.
Are they going to repent for what they did to us? Guess what? They haven't. Right? Read.
Because ye have taken my silver and my gold.
They took the different tribes of the 12 tribes of Israel. Right? Read.
And have carried into your temples my goodly pleasant things.
Right? Read.
The children also of Judah
Read.
and the children of Jerusalem
The Israelites. Read.
have ye sold unto the Grecians.
What did they do?
Have ye sold unto the Grecians.
So you got Africans, right, and Arab people that sold God's chosen people to the Grecians. Who would be the Grecians? That would be so-called white people.
Right.
That would be the seed line of who your mother would be. And when the Grecians received the Israelites, what did they do? They sinned at an even higher level. Right? Go to Amos chapter 1 and verse 9.
Book of Amos, chapter 1, verse 9. Thus saith the Lord, for 3 transgression of Tyrus,
Right?
and for 4.
So Tyrus is another name for those darker races of people that are on the earth, right? Which wouldn't be considered Negroes, but considered the real Africans, right? Read.
I will not turn away the punishment thereof,
Right? Read.
because they delivered up the whole captivity to Edom.
So they gave all of the 12 tribes of Israel to Edom. Edom is another name for the entire white race, right? So the reason that I'm bringing this out is to clear the confusion because, like the brother said earlier, not only the Bible is a history book, but it's a book about prophecy. And the reason we haven't understood our Bible is because we don't read it in the lens of history and prophecy. Like the Christians, the Baptists, they read it in the lens of Christianity, applying it with everybody, clapping your hands, singing a song, and running around a church, right? The Muslims, they don't read it in a proper lens because they don't understand that the Bible is talking about the Israelites and that it's condemning the other nations of people. So they're misleading and misguiding our people with these different religions. Have they delivered up the whole captivity to Edom? Read on.
And remember not the brotherly covenant.
Because a brotherly covenant would be, you're not going to sell God's chosen people. I mean, that's like forbidden. Don't do that, right? Do the wickedness on the earth that you typically do. Don't take God's chosen people, though, and sell them to slavery, right? Surely God is going to reward you for what you've done, right? Read.
But I will send a fire on the wall of Tyrus.
Right, jump to verse 11.
Verse 11. Thus saith the Lord,
Right?
for 3 transgression of Edom,
For 3 sins of Edom. 3 is a number of completion. Right, read.
and for 4,
And 4 would be synonymous for going overboard. Right, read.
I will not turn away the punishment thereof.
God said that he's going to judge the Edomites, which are so-called white people, right, for what they've done to us. So this is a prophecy that is coming to pass. This is how we clear up the confusion, because we read this and say, okay, this is God speaking to us. Okay, this is God. Okay, that happened in the past. Okay, we're reading this. This is going to happen in the future. Right? So this is how we clear up the confusion on what's going on, who's who, and what's what in the earth. Now I got one more scripture to pass to the brother. Go to Deuteronomy 28 and 64.
Deuteronomy 28 and 64.
Now, you mentioned about Baptists, and you also mentioned Farrakhan, right? Now, what are the 2 most popular religions in the globe?
Christian?
That's all right. Muslim, the Nation of Islam, and Christianity. Now remember what God said what happened to the chosen people for breaking the commandments? What did he say? If you choose to start breaking the commandments, I'm going to put curses upon you. All right? And one of the curses will be confusion. And check this out. Read that.
Deuteronomy 28:64. And the Lord shall scatter thee among all people.
For breaking the commandments, not learning about the commandments on how to conduct yourself as a race, right? If you're chosen, you know the saying, to whom much is given, much is required. That means you have a mighty responsibility to lead and guide the earth, right? If there's a chosen people on the earth, surely the trees are dependent on the chosen people, the grass, the sky, the animals, because these are the people that are in rulership on the earth. There's some people right now that's in rulership that's leading the earth in wickedness, which is why the trees are crying, the animals are crying, everything is bad and polluted, right? This is what the Lord said. Read that one more time.
And the Lord shall scatter thee among all people.
God has scattered the Israelites among everybody. Read.
From the one end of the earth,
right?
Even unto the other.
Right, the Atlantic slave trade, different slave trade, sub-Saharan, Silk Road slave trade, all of that happened, and the Israelites are now all across the globe. Right? Read.
And there,
when you get scattered among these other races of people, guess what God is going to do?
Thou shalt serve other gods.
Thou shalt what?
Thou shalt serve other gods.
So when you get around these other people, you're going to learn about their gods, which is going to keep you in idolatry. Now check out the two main gods that God is going to pinpoint that his people are going to be indoctrinated in. Listen to this. There thou shalt serve other gods, read.
Which neither thou nor thy fathers have known.
Right, Moses didn't know about these gods, right? Isaiah, these different prophets, they didn't serve those gods. They served the one and true only God.
Right.
Right? Read.
Even wood.
What is the other gods we're going to start serving?
Even wood.
Read.
And stone.
The wood and the stone are the two main gods that our people are worshiping. The wood would represent Christianity, baptism, right? Baptist, Episcopalian, Catholic, all of that falls under the Christianity and the cross representation. Roman Catholicism. That's what the wood represents. And what does the stone represent? The cobblestone. The Nation of Islam.
Right.
Because Muhammad wasn't even a prophet.
Right.
Muhammad was a white man. And he couldn't even read or write. That's why he named his book, the Quran, which what it means is recitation. Recitation of what was already written, which is the Bible.
Right.
And even in the Quran, it tells you that the chosen people are who? The Israelites. And then you go to the Christian church, and they got a white Jesus sitting up. But in the whole Bible, the entire time, it tells you that he's a so-called black man.
Right.
But yet, our people can't wake up and see what's written in the Bible, but they can only see what they were given.
Yeah, seems like everybody just following tradition.
That's right. I got one more scripture for you, if I can. Give me 1 Corinthians 4:1. What might the tropical one?
1 Corinthians chapter 4 and verse 1.
Bring it up.
I try on 2 Corinthians.
2 Corinthians chapter 4 and verse 3. But if our gospel be hid, it is hid to them that are lost,
Right?
in whom the God of this world hath blinded the minds of them which believe not.
So the Lord said, our gospel. If our gospel be hid, it is hid to them which are lost. Right? And the God of this world has blinded the people. Right? Meaning the Lord set up a man strategically to deceive the people. But you're going to have an opportunity to receive the truth and to hear the truth. That's why the Lord said, my sheep hear my voice. And they follow me. That's what
So, get Isaiah 30 and 20. And like you said, it's making sense, right? Like, these precepts that, you know, the brother's been reading, it makes sense. You see what I'm saying? So that's something in you telling you, like, this is it. You know, contrary, everything else will tell you something different. Bring it up.
It's the book of Romans, chapter 8 and verse 16.
Bring it out.
The Spirit itself bears witness with our spirit
Right?
that we are the children of God.
So that's your spirit within you bear witness with the scriptures. That's when you relate to it. That's when you say it makes sense. That's your spirit, like, yeah, this is it. Now get that real quick in Isaiah.
The book of Isaiah, chapter 30 and verse 20.
Right?
And though the Lord give you the bread of adversity,
This is adversity, you know. Everything that we've been going through as a people, you know, the rape, robbery, murder, and slavery, that's adversity, right?
and the water of affliction,
Affliction. That's going into affliction too, read.
yet shall not thy teachers be removed into a corner anymore.
Meaning the people that was going to teach you the truth of this Bible. You know, because at one point in time, you couldn't really come out here and hear, you know, men teaching the Bible like this. You see what I'm saying? It was here for a certain amount of time. Get on Daniel 12 verse 4 real quick.
You see Daniel 12.
Move on. At one point in time, you couldn't just come to the, you know, just take a stroll downtown Fayetteville and bump into the service of the Lord. You see what I'm saying?
Right.
Now, this was here. Read that, King.
Book of Daniel, chapter 12, verse 4.
Right?
But thou, O Daniel, shut up the words and seal the book,
It's talking about this book, read.
even to the time of the end.
To the end. And that's how you know the end is now. Because the word is not sealed no more. You have men out here breaking down the scriptures, breaking down to you that you will be an Israelite from the tribe of Judah. So jump back to that, King. That's what it means when it says your teachers aren't going to be removed into a corner anymore. Because you're going to read.
But thine eyes shall see thy teachers,
You see us, read.
and thine ears shall hear a word behind thee.
That's what you said, something in you, like, it makes sense. This is it. It says, read that part again.
And thine ears shall hear a word behind thee, saying, this is the way.
What?
This is the way.
That's what's in you, saying like, this kind of makes sense. Dang, that's in the Bible? This the regular Bible?
Seems right.
Yeah, it seems right. That's your spirit. Hey, follow your spirit. You see what I'm saying? That's your spirit within you, like, yeah, this is it. Everything else was kind of like, you know, you kind of was on alarm to it. But this right here, it's like, nah, it's making sense. That's your spirit. Finish that.
Walk ye in it.
Do what?
Walk ye in it.
So you want to walk in it. You want to walk in knowing your God-given nationality that you would be an Israelite from the tribe of Judah, right? You want to walk. You want to walk into this, right? Is there more on that? You going,
When you turn to the right hand, and when you turn to the left.
right? So you want to walk in it, and how you walk in it is by keeping the commandments. That's what all this goes back down to, is keeping the commandments. So we go read you some commandments that you might not have heard about. And these will, you know, help you on that walk, right? So get Leviticus 11 and 7. Get Exodus 20 and 8.
Book of Leviticus, chapter 11, verse 7.
Right?
And the swine, though he divide the hoof and be cloven footed. The swine, though he divided the hoof and be cloven footed,
Right?
yet he cheweth not the cud.
You know what swine is? Pig. Right? So finish that.
Though he cheweth not the cud,
You don't properly digest his food. Right? Read.
he is unclean to you.
He's what?
He is unclean to you.
So pig is unclean. Finish reading. A little more. Read.
Of their flesh ye not eat,
Right?
and their carcasses shall ye not touch.
Why?
they are unclean to you.
So pig is a filthy animal. How many people you know that get down with eating pig? Just about everybody.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying? Now you see
Yeah.
why all this happened. And we still do it to this day. That's why, God hasn't came back and saved us yet. Because we still breaking the same commandments that he told us to follow. So according to the Bible, pig is unclean. It's a nasty animal. A pig will eat anything. It eat a dead carcass. That's why people, when you cook it, they talk like you gotta cook it for like hours and hours. If you're not, it's because it's got worms all in it. And you can get taint worms, and it's very filthy. So lots of our people eat that, and that's an abomination. You see what I'm saying? Get on Isaiah 65 verse 4 real quick. Come on, that's it.
Book of Isaiah chapter 65 and verse 4.
Right?
Which remain among the graves,
Right?
and lodge in the mountains monuments,
Right?
which eat swine's flesh,
Which do what?
which eat swine's flesh,
Read.
and broth of abominable things
Abominable things. Read.
is in their vessels,
Right?
which say, stand by thyself.
So it's an abominable thing. We need an abomination. It's really disgusting to eat them type of things. Pig. And that's why people get Amos 3 and 2 real quick. That's why all these things, because you might say, well, everybody else eat pork. They're not getting judged for it. But you got to remember, we are peculiar.
Real quick, I want to bring this out. This is because you mentioned about Farrakhan and the Nation of Islam.
Right.
So what the brother is bringing out about how you can't eat pork, right? Now, do the Muslims eat pork? They don't eat pork either. Now check this out. This is from Babylon to Timbuktu, right? The history of the ancient so-called black race, including the so-called black Hebrews, which are Israelites, by Rudolph R. Winston. Now, this is a scholar. This is what he said about Muhammad. It says, Islam and Judaism. The Prophet Muhammad adopted many principles and laws from the Jews' religion. First of all, the basic idea of monotheism, which is the belief in one God. The Jews' confession of the unity of the Most High is Shema Israel, Adonai, Eloheinu, Adonai, Ahad, which is to say, hear, O Israel, the Lord our God is one Lord. It says, the Mohammedan slogan is followed. La Allah, Allah, Aliyah, Allah. Muhammad, Rasul, Allah. There is no God but Allah, and Muhammad is the prophet of Allah. That's what they say. But they got that from the Bible. Just like they got the note report from the Bible. Right? It's a little more on that. It says, Muhammad adopted also the main details of the Jews' calendar, the Day of Atonement. Like when they do the Ramadan, the fast, they get that from the Bible, the Day of Atonement. It says the Sabbath. And much of the Bible, it says much of the Bible and narratives from the Mardish and many points of the ritual law. Right? Like many the women covered up. They get all of that from the scriptures, just to the point to where the Lord said you can't eat swine's flesh. Right? So that's why a lot of our people adopted the Nation of Islam, because it comes with rules and regulations. And that's a curse for our people to follow that religion.
Bring that up, man. And Farrakhan and the Prophet Muhammad, those ones are real prophets. Read this real quick.
Book of Amos chapter 3 and verse 7.
Right?
Surely the Lord God will do nothing, but he revealeth his secret unto his servants, the prophets.
So the only one that the Most High is revealing stuff to is the prophets. And all the prophets in the Bible are all Israelites. Every one of them. So Muhammad, he wasn't an Israelite. Therefore he couldn't be a prophet. Because all the Israelites are, all the prophets are Israelites. Right now.
Book of Amos chapter 2 and verse 11. And I raised up of your sons for prophets,
Right?
and and of your young men for Nazarites. Is it not even thus, O ye children of Israel?
Right. So the children of Israel, those that have the prophets. Muhammad, he wasn't from the he wasn't an Israelite. He was a heathen.
Right.
All right, get Ezekiel 20 verse 32.
Book of Ezekiel chapter 20 and verse 32.
Right.
And that which cometh into your mind shall not be at all that ye say, we will be as the heathen.
What?
We will be as the heathen.
That's what our people want to do. They want to be as the heathen, meaning follow everything that the heathen do. You see what I'm saying? Like Muhammad and stuff. That's a heathen. That's a whole other nation. We have our own customs. You know what I'm saying? That's what we teach you now. This is our real heritage that was taken from us. But we don't want to follow, our heritage. We want to be like the heathen and follow what they got going on. That's what God is saying all this mess now. Read on.
As the families of the countries,
Right.
to serve wood and stone.
And that's what the brother was going into again, the two major religions, wood and stone. The wood representing Christianity, Catholic and all that, and the stone going into, being a Muslim, Islam and all that. You know what I'm saying? So it all goes back to our people just want to be like the heathen in these other nations. And that's why this happened to us, because we want it to be like them. But we gotta do what the Lord says. So we gonna go back to Leviticus 11 and 7. So according to the Bible, we can't eat pork. So you used to eat pork.
I used to.
So hey, that's what repentance is. That's why the Lord died for our sins. So you have to repent from doing that and not do it no more.
Yeah.
Right? You think you could do that?
Yeah. I don't. Well, I eat fish now. I don't eat.
There's some fish you can eat. We about to get into that now. But there's some stuff in the water that you can't eat. Right? So we about to find out. So what, verse 9?
Okay, this is Leviticus chapter 11, verse 9.
Bring it up.
These shall ye eat of all that are in the waters,
Right?
whatsoever have fins and scales in the waters, in the seas and in the rivers, them shall ye eat.
So it have to have fins and scales in the waters on the same body, like the elder always says, in order for you to eat it. Meaning, if it have fins but no scales, you can't eat it. If it have scales but no fins, you can't eat it. You have to have both fins and scales. See what I'm saying? For you to eat it on the same body. Read.
And all that have not fins and scales
Right?
in the seas, in the rivers, of all that move in the waters, and of any living thing which is in the waters, they shall be abomination unto you.
It's an abomination to eat. Now, what's some stuff in the waters that don't have fins and scales?
Crabs.
Crabs.
And lobster.
Lobster.
That's right.
Shrimp.
That's right.
Clams. Oysters. Catfish. People think you can eat catfish have fins but don't have scales. See what I'm saying? So you can't. Catfish would be unclean. You can't eat catfish. So everything that we pretty much name, they bottom feeders. Even a catfish. That's what they do. They clean. You buy the little catfish at the tank. Their job is like to clean the tank. Whatever they eat all like the doo-doo and everything, the crabs, the oysters. That's why all of them be at the bottom of the sea. A catfish will eat anything. I heard tales about catfish eating, trying to eat small people. So a catfish will pretty much eat anything it could fit in his mouth. If it could fit in his mouth, he'll eat it. That's what the Lord told us not to eat them things. Read that one quick, man.
Book of Job chapter 14 and verse 4. Who can bring a clean thing out of an unclean?
Right?
Not one.
So nobody could do it contrary to popular belief. And now they tell you, well, just pray over it and it's clean. Yeah, just wash it a little bit and it's clean. But the Lord just said here, who could bring a clean thing out of an unclean thing? Meaning, if it's unclean, it's unclean. You see what I'm saying? It's just unclean. He said, no, not one. So nobody could do that. So these things that we reading about, the crab, shrimp, and lobster, the pig, these things are unclean. And it just gonna stay out. So that's why we can't eat them. Right? So you think you can get down with that dietary law?
I'm working on it.
Hey, I'm praise. Get hey, we gonna get a couple more. Get what's that? Exodus.
Bring it up.
Book of Exodus chapter 20 and verse 8.
Right.
Remember the Sabbath day to keep it holy.
Right?
6 days shalt thou labor and do all thy work.
Right?
But the seventh day is the Sabbath of the Lord thy God.
So the seventh day is the Sabbath. Again, contrary to popular belief, they tell us it's the first day of the week. Right? Which is Sunday. They, that's why everybody, they back to do worship tomorrow. They're gonna be on Sunday, everybody gonna go to church. Well, according to the Bible, it says you're supposed to have, keep the Sabbath day holy, which is today, the seventh day of the week. See what I'm saying? Now you know when your day begins? Meaning, how can you tell when is it gonna be tomorrow? Is what I'm getting at. Do you wait to 12 o'clock at night? What they say, like 12 a.m.?
I mean, I'm guessing it's sun up and sun down.
That's right.
But
Yeah, that's exactly right. Read that, King. Yeah, go ahead and give verse 5.
Okay. Look at Genesis chapter 1, verse 5.
Right?
And God called the light day,
Right?
and the darkness he called night. And the evening and the morning were the first day.
So the evening and the morning. So you got to determine when the evening. So read that real quick. More, what is it, 1 verse 32?
Book of Mark, chapter 1 and verse 32. And at even, when the sun did set,
So when the sun goes down, that's evening. So when the sun goes down today, it would be a new day. See what I'm saying? So when the sun goes down today, it will be Sunday, the first day of the week. Not at 12 o'clock at night. See what I'm saying? They tell you that so you can be in sin. You see what I'm saying? All our enemies set these up to keep us distracted. So it says on the seventh day. Go back to that and who's reading that?
but the seventh day, Exodus 20 and 10, but the seventh day is the Sabbath of the Lord thy God.
Right?
In it thou shalt not do any work.
So you can't work on the Sabbath day. Now we understand we in captivity, so you might have to work on the Sabbath day sometimes. But meaning if you have the ability to have the Sabbath day off, then you should have that day off and you can rest on it. You shouldn't be, going on the Sabbath day try to, make extra money, because then you will be in sin. You see what I'm saying? So you can't work on the Sabbath. Was it more than that? Read that, Jeremiah 17:21.
This is the book of Jeremiah, chapter 17, verse 21.
Bring it out.
Thus saith the Lord, take heed to yourselves and bear no burden on the Sabbath day.
So you can't have no burdens on the Sabbath day. When it's the Sabbath, you really just want to be focusing on the scriptures, learning, reading. That's why you got your Bible. You got to get your Bible if you don't have a
I
Bible.
have one.
Then you got to start
I'm
reading.
gonna start.
Yeah, get the dust off of that. And start
All praise,
start
all
reading.
praise.
All right? Finish that, King. Which one? You want? You can bring it out. That's it on that, King. Go ahead.
Okay, all right.
I gotta get ready to go, fellas. I just came from New York on the Amtrak.
Okay.
And I just, instead of driving, I took the Amtrak this time, so I'm walking, get something to eat and find a cab.
Well, YouTube channel and everything. is
Oh,
on the
great.
front.
Great.
YouTube channel, email,
I'm gonna try.
Just get Deuteronomy 22.
Wow.
We go read one more on commandments.
Deuteronomy everything sounds good, but wow.
Yeah. Get in Deuteronomy when you get a chance. It's a mighty book. Lots of prophets. Bring that up.
This is Deuteronomy 22 and 5.
Right?
The woman shall not wear that which pertaineth unto a man,
Right?
neither shall a man put on a woman's garment.
So what pertains, you understand what that said?
Yeah,
What's that talking about?
we shouldn't be wearing pants.
Sister already know it.
Straight on.
Yeah.
That's very good.
Yeah.
So
Very good.
that's exactly what that's going into. So we don't really gotta go too much into that, because what princess you know.
Thank you, because I ain't feel comfortable walking away.
Yeah, so what, all the princesses you always see in the movies, they always got dresses on.
Yeah.
So you know, you will be a real princess. Not like over there in England. They say Queen Elizabeth. She's not royalty. We the real royalty right here. The Israelites. We actually related to the Most High. See, Yahweh Shah, who's a king on earth. So we the real princes and kings and princesses on earth. So you know you want to start walking like that. You know, walk the walk, not just talking the talk. Everybody, people say, oh yeah, I'm a king or I'm a princess, but they not, you know, conducting themselves in the morals. Exactly. So you just want to, you know, to the best of your ability, you know, start to do that. See what I'm saying? So you got any questions?
No, I just got a lot of reading to do. So, I don't know. I'm happy now because I just like I'm walking and something said, yeah, go over there, go across the street.
That's the spirit.
It's spirit.
And yeah, and because I felt confused for a long time, so
No, that was the Lord. Bring that up real quick.
I met someone recently and they always talking about the Bible, and I'm like, when I'm going to tell him I don't want to read the Bible and I don't really get with that. So luckily I didn't open my mouth yet.
All
Yeah.
praises.
Bring that up real quick. That was the Lord, sister. Read that.
This is the book of Proverbs, chapter 20, verse 24. Man's goings are of the Lord.
Right?
How can a man then understand his own way?
That was that something that told you to come over here. That's God, the Most High. He's ordering everybody's steps out here. He's the one that had you come over here and talk to us. Because he could have just had you, you know, keep walking. Lots of people do. Lots of people kind of, you know, keep walking. All praises to the Most High. You know, he had mercy. You stop. You let your nationality, which is what?
Israelite.
That's right. That's right. You're an Israelite, right? And that's important to know these last days.
It is.
You want to know who you is, like the brother was going into. Like they always, it's a famous saying, how you gonna know where you're going if you don't know, you know, where you from? You know, that's where you want to know your history and stuff like that. So, you know, yeah, you're an Israelite, sister. Right. You don't got no more questions?
No.
Oh, and you know you from the tribe of Judah. That's the same tribe that who Yahweh Shah's from. Our Lord, Christ. Right? So
You got the information, sister. Come back and see
Yes.
us. If you're in the area, come
Yes,
back.
I'll be out here. I'll leave Monday, but it's good. I can make my sons figure this out too, because one of my sons talked about being Muslim.
Okay.
Yeah, so but he has reasons when he talks about being Muslim. So
He live out here?
no,
Okay.
no, my dad is from North Carolina. My mom lives out here. I grew up in Brooklyn, so New York. So I'm just out here to visit and go right back.
Okay, well, you got the information, sister. YouTube and all of that.
YouTube.
Yeah, the YouTube is up there.
hey, brother. Brother. Hey, how you doing? You got no time? You're an Israelite. You gotta keep the commandments of the faith. Right?
Yeah, I got a lot of reading, but I got a 10-hour train ride back Monday, so
Yeah,
snatch a Bible to take with me. But yeah, the other commandments, that's in the
Yeah,
Bible.
they really throughout the Bible.
All throughout.
They really throughout the Bible. That's why the Lord said, blessed is he that readeth. You know, so you kind of got to get in this thing and kind of read. Because we could, you know, time will fail us to kind of go over each and every one of the commandments. Because it's over 600 commandments. You know, so we're not going to throw all 600 commandments. So we don't want to overwhelm you.
And I felt like people say, oh, all that 10 Commandments stuff or whatever, that's just what they use to control us. And my mother would turn the other cheek and all of that stuff. And, you know, just like, I'm like, I don't really want to. I just started telling myself I'm not religious anymore.
Yeah, we're not religious either.
That's right.
Yeah, so
It's
I
not
just.
religion.
This is just who we is.
But I
Yeah,
think
heritage.
it's up to us to search for the truth. So,
Right?
yeah. Thank you, fellas.
You're welcome,
Thank
sister.
you so much.
Okay.
All right.
You also get a praise to your house.
Which is the Yahweh Shah's father. You know,
Your house and then the son. Your house shot.
right? Can you say that?
Yahweh Shah.
And then the Father is Yahweh.
First the Father, Yahweh,
Yahweh is
and then the Son, Yahweh Shai.
How y'all doing, family? Like I said, for the word of the Lord.
Not right now.
All right, now. Who will take a card?
Y'all got 1 second for God, one Bible verse? Just a Bible in your hand, brothers?
Yeah.
All praise. What's your favorite verse? Can I hear a verse, brothers?
Yeah, my favorite verse is 1 Corinthians chapter 10, verse 13.
Can you read to us?
I'll just go quick word.
All praise.
First Corinthians chapter 10, verse 13. There hath no temptation taken you, but such as is common to man. But God is faithful, who will not suffer you to be tempted above that ye are able, but will with the temptation also make a way of escape that ye may be able to bear.
All praise.
Yes, sir.
You know who Brother Paul is speaking to? In 1 Corinthians?
Talking to the Corinthians.
Do you know their nationality? Their God-given nationality?
The Israelites.
They're the Israelites. Although they were living in Corinth and followed under the Greek captivity and they was brought into slavery, they're Israelites. They're God's chosen people. Y'all are the Israelites. Although they called us Americans here and Negro and colored and black, we the Israelites. We God's chosen people. Did y'all know that?
Right?
Appreciate you.
Yeah, you're living in the last days. You got to repent as the Israelites.
Already.
All right now, God bless you guys.
All right now,
You guys
brother.
take it easy.
All right.
Right. Yeah, see, thank you.
All right, you too,
All
sister.
right.
I'm gonna go ahead and pass it.
Read that scripture, but he didn't know what you just told me.
Yeah. No idea. Get Daniel 7 and 18. And yeah, that's gonna be my last piece.
Book of Daniel, chapter 7, verse 18,
Right?
and it reads, but the saints of the Most High shall take the kingdom,
Shall do what?
Shall take the kingdom.
Read.
and possess the kingdom forever, ever, forever and ever.
But hey, that's what's gonna happen, man. We're
Right.
gonna possess the kingdom forever and ever and ever. When
Right.
we get on the court, we're not getting off the court no more, man. You know, we always go hold the ball in our court, man. So with that, I want to say death to America.
Death to America.
Death to America.
Death to America.
Come here, Shabbat. Shabbat.
Come shout.
Come, Yeshua.
Who next?
Somebody got to hold the camera. Now, who is it?
Come, Yeshua.
Come, Yeshua.
Come, Yeshua.
Come, Yeshua.
Shema Mashak Yahweh. Shema Mashak Yahweh. That's right. We the fishermen for Zion. I had to wake up the 12 tribes of Israel, scattered abroad across the four corners of the earth in these last days, giving a downfall to the so-called white man who has pillaged and raped and robbed the entire race that was already here, the so-called Gadites, if you want to say so-called Gadites. But the Israelites, according to the Bible, their tribe is Gad. We out here to wake up the lost sheep in these last days. But before we do that, giving all glory and honor to Yahweh in the name of his son, Yahweh Shai. Because we can't even go to Yahweh without going to Yahweh Shai, our Savior, King of Kings, Lord of Lords, the Alpha, the Omega, the first and the last, the beginning and the end. We are here, not in our will, not of vain glory, but to do the will of the Most High. That's all we can do. St. John chapter 7, start at verse 40, and get Psalms 91. All glory and honor to Yahweh in the name of his son, Yahweh Shai. You know, it's of the Lord's mercies that we are out here, that we are not consumed. Hey, because neither one of us, even the ones on the YouTube, hey, we only here through the mercy of the Most High. You know, we should have been consumed. You know, keeping the Sabbath pleasurably. You know, comfortably. You know, looking at TV for 3 hours. You know, hold it, get some Isaiah 58:13. Hey, because we're not even supposed to be doing any type of thing that we want to do on the Sabbath, man. You know, and it's only by the Lord's mercy that we are not consumed.
You know, we could have been consumed through Esau's crafty counsel. You know, brothers got to work on the Sabbath. You know, they can't just move how they want to move. They got to move with wisdom. You know, so you gotta tap in and say, you know, Lord help me, Lord help me. You know, because you think you go to the left, you think that's the right way. You go to the right, you think that's the right way. You know, hey, but long and behold, you gotta call upon the Lord, and you gotta get on your knees at some point, and you gotta put your head down like Yahushua did when his disciples was, you know, dealing with melatonin, you know, gummies. You know, sleep all day and night. You know, you saying, well, should I do this? Should I do that? Should I pray? Should I fast? You know, it's hard for me to fast because Esau got me on the plantation. Hard for me to do this. But hey, you know, long and behold, you got to do what the Lord says. So hold that, bring that out first, Elder. 91, 91, start at the top.
Book of Psalms, chapter 91, starting at verse 1.
Right?
He that dwelleth in the secret place of the Most High.
He that dwelleth in the secret place of the Most High. A lot of people are dwelling in sin, dwelling in fornication, or dwelling in folly and madness, or dwelling in childlike mentalities, or dwelling in women, feminine traits. Man, you got a lot of feminine men in these last days. You know, how can you be a man that wants to dwell in the midst of the Most High, but you're not doing things as a man? You know, you got a second for a Bible verse, King? You got a second for a Bible verse? You my brother, I love you. We love you. We telling you, you're an Israelite. You gotta keep the faith. All right, living in the last days. You know, and if you want to dwell in the midst of the Most High, you gotta do what you gotta do. You know, if you gotta work at Burger King, you gotta work at Burger King because you want to dwell in the midst of the Most High. If you gotta leave your job and get another job because hey, it's causing you to work on the Sabbath, and you gotta do that, man. You know, but you surely gotta go line upon line. You gotta use wisdom. You know, hey, you know, is Burger King, you know, is it beneficial for me? You know, leaving this woman alone, is it beneficial for me? You know, if you want to dwell in the secret place of the Most High, you know, hey, things of that nature, you gotta put all of this on the table, man. You know, keeping the Sabbath, you know, fleeing from fornication. But hey, surely everything is not gonna come in one season. That's not how the Lord works, because He already told you He ain't gonna put more on you than you can bear. You know you gotta pay child support, so if you leave that job you want to, you gonna get locked up, because your child support gonna get backed up. So surely you gotta wait on the Lord. A lot of people don't want to wait, but they want to dwell in the midst of the Most High. You know, when did King David just go out there and say, well, I got to go out there and go to war. I got to do everything how I want to do. When did King David do that? He waited on the Lord. Surely he had mercy. The sure mercies of King David. Keep reading.
Shall abide unto the shadow of the Almighty.
Under the shadow of who?
Of the Almighty.
Now, a lot of people under the shadow of Satan, man. You know, you think you got some money. You know, the Lord bless me. You know, I kind of got it good, man. You know, got a little 401k, got me a nice truck. You know what I'm saying? Got a woman. You know, got some stocks. I got crypto. You know, everybody about to be jammed up. When the famine hit, you know, I got rich crackers for 3 years to get me by. You know, a lot of people are abiding under Satan, man. And hey, you know, they gonna sooner or later they gonna figure out if they got faith or not. You know, do y'all got faith in these last days? Y'all got faith? You got faith, sister?
Faith?
Faith. How can you prove that to me? Y'all Israelites, y'all gotta repent. Keep the faith. Y'all living in the last days and keep the law, statutes, and commandments. You know, a lot of people, they are under Satan's shadow, man, and they don't even know it. You know. Finish that fucking short.
I will say unto the Lord, He is my refuge.
He is my what?
He is my refuge.
Right?
And my fortress. My God.
Right?
In Him will I trust.
In Him what?
In Him will I trust.
In Him will I trust, man. You know, a lot of people they don't know how to put their trust in the Most High. They put their trust in money. You know. Hold that, give me 1 Corinthians 7:31. They put their trust in money. You know. But then, you know, I'm jammed up right now. You know, I'm in the red. You You know, I gotta do what I gotta do. And then next thing you know, hey, they want to rob, steal, gamble. How in the world you gonna put your trust in Esau and gambling, thinking you gonna hit the lottery? Hey, what sense does that make? You know, but you want to dwell under the shadow of the Almighty. You can, hey, that doesn't work, man. Either you gonna serve the Most High, and you're gonna leave Satan, or you gonna serve Satan and leave the Most High. You know, hey, but surely the Lord told you a reason and a proposition and a way to go about. We're gonna hold that. We're gonna slide over there.
This is the book of 1 Corinthians chapter 7 and verse 31.
Hey, and also you gotta make this truth exciting, man. You know, a lot of brothers they serving the Lord, but it's not of excitement. You know, they kind of went this way. They was on fire. You know, they used to come to camp, used to be zealous. You know, they used to, kind of, see the vein out of the side of their neck when they read, when they speak. You know what I'm saying? But now you get jammed up. You kind of like, it's kind of an option to you now. When once you say, hey, I'm gonna die for the Lord, I'm gonna do what I gotta do for the Lord. Now you in the court system, kind of shaking, man. You kind of getting weary now, But hey, then James told you, hey, if you gonna waver, you're gonna be like a ship tossed. In 1 James, hey, you can't be doing that. You gotta use this grace, You gotta use this grace, man, for building up your faith, building up your zeal, building up everything that you found, figuring out if it's ready for you to die or not, man. Didn't the Lord say, hey, have those things, those members that are ready to die, and also mortify your members. You gotta figure out, if you need faith, you can fast, you can pray, you can do whatever you gotta do. Praying it out. You gotta get a precept.
Book of 1 Corinthians chapter 7 verse 31.
Right?
And they that use this world as not abusing it.
Right?
For the fashion of this world passeth away.
And they that use this world, you can't use this world while also, abusing it, man. It doesn't work like that. You using the world and you're abusing it. You gotta use this world to continue to serve the Lord. If you wanna dwell in the midst of the Most High, they say the joy of the Lord is here. The presence of the Lord is here. I can feel him in the atmosphere. Hey, that might be Satan that you're feeling. How is the Lord, presence around you, and you fornicate, eating pork, watching pornography, masturbate. You done defied the whole camp. You came to camp and you just masturbated. Hey, the Lord said, hey, when you see the copulation come out from amongst you and the law, and also, Isaiah 58, says we can't speak our own words. When your seed come out from you, you got to keep the law, man. You unclean until the sun go down. You got brothers going off on the Sabbath, and the sun hasn't went down yet. So, hey, you might as well take your hand and when the man had surgery, he split his stomach open, clean him out before you can put him in a burial site. You might as well take your hand and just go straight down the middle of the man and then touch everybody. What's going on, brother? How you doing, brother? What's going on, brother? Hey, that's no different from you sleeping with your wife when she on a menstrual cycle and your seed come out from you, and then you come around the brother Solomon King, all praise to how about you. Hey, the Lord gonna jam you up, man. You thinking you in the midst of the Most High, dwelling, under the shadow of the Almighty. Hey, you in the midst of Satan, man. Filth and unclean, man. And the Lord not dealing with that. Hey, but you gotta use this world to continue to serve the Lord, man. There's some more in that coffee shop.
But I would have you without carefulness,
Right?
he that is unmarried care for the things that belong to the Lord.
He said what?
He that is unmarried care for the things that belong to the Lord.
And if you want to dwell in the midst of the Most High, in the shadow of the Most High, and if you single, hey, you gotta be on fire. You gotta do everything you gotta do before you start courting. You know what I'm saying? Have everything lined up like you know, hey, like it's just you and the Lord, man. You know, hey, you got Apostle Paul records to look at. You know, hey, see what he did. He didn't have no wife. He didn't have no kids. You know, no children, no newborn. Hey, it was just him and the Lord, man, getting shipwrecked. 1 Corinthians, you know, fasting, you know, going to work. He ain't had to come home at a certain time. You mad? You gotta go check on your wife, man. You gotta go teach your wife. That's a whole nother spirit in the house that you accounting for. And you know, we can go to all type of laws, statutes, and commands going into, you know, marriage, man. 1 Corinthians chapter 7, man. You know, 1 Corinthians chapter 11. You know, no man should take a woman that just leave her out there, man. You got a lot of people that got dogs, pets. It's 110 degrees outside, you ain't get that dog no water. That dog out there, tongue hanging out of his mouth. Hey, that's equivalent to your wife, man. You know, all these spirits around here, all these demons, all this temptation, you just leave her out there and give her no water. Didn't give her no scriptures. Didn't give her no understanding. Just brought her into the marriage, say, do what you want. Just gave her the key. Just gave her the key. Took the key and just dropped it on the floor. Just do what you want. Hey, I just need some sex. That's what brothers are doing nowadays, man. You know, hey, they using the world and abusing the world. And just leaving the Most High out there like he didn't even tell you what to do. You know, you can't just go to the job plantation, say, you know, I'm qualified, you know, I can run a bulldozer, you know, I can clean the bathrooms, you know, I can do paperwork, you know, I have a degree in psychology, but don't even worry about the degree in psychology. You know, I just want to be beside you, and whatever you tell me to do, I'm gonna do that. Hold on now, what? They gonna look at you like, you know, this guy need to get mental health check and all this. First, hey, they gonna say first. Hold on, let's go to the health dispensary and let's start there. Cause they gonna be looking at you like you literally got some health issues. Hey, that's the same thing with the Most High, man. You literally just skipped over all that He gave you. And brothers, you know, they might got some discernment, but you know, they don't use the word and abuse it so much. They don't even really use that discernment that the Lord gave them, man. You know, cause they trying to figure out, hey, well, you know, I kind of can go over here, and the Lord told me to go over there, but I got to see what's over here, cause I understand that I was living over here, and I ain't never been over there. So now I'm gonna do what I got to do over here, cause I know this street. You know, hey, the Lord told Jonah to go to Nineveh. And he's like, oh, you know, Nineveh, I don't want to go over there. You know, it's kind of rough over there. What they gonna say? They gonna look at me. They might throw me up to the council. They might jam me up. Let me get in a boat and do what I gotta do. Hey, you can't act like the Lord ain't trying to give you a chance here now. You know, Jonah thought he was under the shadow of the Almighty. You know, hey, he was in the shadow of Satan, in the belly of hell. You know, some more on that.
Things that belong to the Lord, how He may please the Lord.
Things that belong to the Lord, how He may please the Lord. Now, hey, if you want to dwell in the midst of the Most High, under the shadow of the Almighty, Yahweh Shah, you got to please the Lord. First of all, you can't please your flesh and please the Lord. You know, what account of Satan took Yahweh Shah up in Matthew chapter 4, and you know, Yahweh Shah said, well, you know, it's just me and you right here, you know. Nobody's looking. The multitude is nowhere near. My disciples and my apostles is nowhere near. You know, let's talk. Let's have this conversation. I like how you talk. You know, I like how you talk. You know, I know you. I can control you, and you know me. You know, ain't that how it go down over there, man? A lot of brothers, they leave the camp. You know what I'm saying? And even the ones that not in the camp, man, sit behind the keyboard Israelites. You know. As if the Lord can't see, man. As if the Lord can't get up with you, man. You know, you're using the world and you're abusing it. And you just act like the Lord is going to clean your plate, you know. And you got some that came off a nationwide fast, man. Still going on. As soon as they came off the nationwide fast, they said, ooh, boy, that thing got out of here quick. Man, now it's back to filthiness. folly and madness. Let me talk to Shanika. You know, Shanika, what's going on? You know, so I couldn't hit you back. You know, I had to do some stuff for the Lord. You know, but I'm out of there now. Let's get it. Let's get lit. Litty season. You know, Jake, man. Hey, you know, hey, the Lord about to send some brothers, man. You know, hey, I'm fearful every day. Every day is an opportunity for me to get sifted out. I look at every day opportunity for me. Hey, that's in the back of my mind. And one way you can find out if the spirit is dealing with you, you walking on eggshells, man. You say, dang, man. You know, I'm jammed up on the plantation. Hey, you know, I gotta go to HR. I gotta figure this thing out. Surely, long and behold, I gotta figure this out. I gotta do something, because I can't keep living this life. You know, I can't keep ducking and diving the Sabbath. The Lord gave me the spirit and not another man. He told me to keep the Sabbath and not another man. I gotta figure this out. I can't keep walking like this. And then you got some Jakes, you know, they keep burning in their lust. And some Eve too, using and abusing the world. But hey, they think they abiding under the shadow of the Almighty. You know, hey, that's not how the Lord get down. You know, it's a little bit more about the shot.
But he that is married,
But he that is what?
but he that is married
He that has to take care of responsibility. Read.
careth for the things that are of the world.
Care for the what?
For the things that are of the world.
Hey, you can't move how you want to move, man. You can't move like your leader. You can't move like your elder, man. Hey, you got a lot of brothers. They wanna be like this brother. Brother, how is that sufficient for you, brother? That brother ain't got the many kids you got. That brother ain't got. Hey, he ain't got what you got. You gotta move how the Lord told you to move. A lot of brothers they want to go to other people for counsel. Hold on now. I thought you want to abide under the shadow of the Almighty. I thought you want the Lord to be in the presence. You know. Hey, the Lord can take the spirit from you, and hey, His presence is gone. You know. According to Psalms 51, cast me not away from thy presence. That's also got to be in the back of your mind. You know, but if you using and abusing the world, hey, that's not gonna be there, man. He's surely gonna cast you away from His presence, and everything that come around you, hey, it burns you up. Women walking around with booty shorts on, you can't stop thinking about that. Man over here got a blunt in his mouth, you thinking about that. You know what I'm saying? A man over there driving a Tesla, you thinking about that. You know, man walk by talking about Steph Curry, you thinking about that. Man walk by with a liquor bottle and a brown paper bag, you thinking about that. When the Lord cast you away from His presence, hey, you don't got no peace no more, man. You know, so you worried about all of the folly and madness that goes on in the world. You know, and a man is married,
Cares for the things that are of the world,
right?
how he may please his wife.
How he may please his wife, man. You know, hey, you gotta, if you want to dwell under the shadow of the Almighty, you gotta do that. You know, just because your wife in the truth don't mean you can just leave her out there in 110-degree weather with no water and no food. You know, that ain't how this thing work, man. Hey, your wife, hey, she trying to get to the kingdom too, man. You know, keep reading.
There is difference also between a wife and a virgin.
What the Lord say?
There is difference also between a wife and a virgin.
Yeah, you know, if you're marriageable, you know, if you can conceive, you can bear forth, you know, another soul to the Most High. You gotta do what you gotta do, man. You know, I seen a video you know, I want to say it was this morning, man. Little Boosie got jammed up in Georgia, and the feds went up in the car. They didn't have no search warrant. You know, they did all they could because the license plates were jammed up. But they looking through his car, and they found a big thing about this size worth of pills. And what was those pills? Plan B. Plan B. And so Lil Boosie said, if you don't know who Lil Boosie is, you know, he's a so-called black man, a rapper. You know, he had about 100 Plan B pills. And he confessed with his mouth, and that's power, life, and infinite tongue. He said, these pills are for my BITCHs, so I can't get them pregnant. Now, Lil Boosie trying to hold the kingdom back, man. You know, and for you brothers that or sisters that don't know, either the man take the pill or the woman take the pill. You know, and you also had another account of our brother, you know, they wicked, but they still our brother. You got what's his name? Baby, something like that. Little baby. Little babies. I don't know. It's a lot of babies out here. But anyway, he had a Plan B pill and he gave it to his baby mama. You know, Danny Lay. You know, a R&B singer, whatever. You know, and he trying to get her to take it. You know, and it ended in a fight, man. You know, it ended in a fight, an altercation. You know. So hey, a lot of these brothers and sisters, man, they using the word and abusing it, and they think they can come back to the Lord quick on sight, man. You gotta cleanse yourself. You can't just roll up on the Lord after you done freaked off. That ain't how the Lord get down.
Right.
You gotta cleanse yourself, man. Hey, you can't just be unclean and defiled. Think you just pop up on the Lord. And, hey, you know, I'm here. You know, I kind of want to get right now. Hey, that's why a lot of people gonna get jammed up in the last days, man. Zephaniah the 13th chapter, man. Because you thinking you can just come out of wickedness. That ain't how Satan get down. Satan got you in a yoke. You can't just get out of that yoke. You gotta, hey, it's a lot of sacrificing that gotta be done, man. That ain't how the Lord get down. How you doing, Elder? You got a scripture. Can you listen to this right quick? Can you listen to this?
We got family reunion.
The Lord, hey, this your family right here too.
Thank you, man. Good. Thank you, man. No, thank you.
All right, Dallas Cowboys. You an Israelite now.
Yeah.
Hey, America's favorite team is the Israelites. You're an Israelite, all right? You're not a Dallas Cowboy. You're an Israelite, all right? Gotta keep the faith and repent. America's favorite team. Hey, this is America's favorite team right here. Hey, this is America's favorite team. Judah, Benjamin, Levi. You got Ephraim, Manasseh, Simeon, Zebulun, Gad, Reuben, Asher, Issachar, and Naphtali. You know, you got a lot of nice running backs. You got a lot of nice cheerleaders here that's gonna be in the kingdom. You know, doing their thing in righteousness, man. You gonna have mighty kings and princes running touchdowns for the Lord, man. Telling Esau, hey, to go over there get me some water. You know, my Deion Sanders over here is thirsty. You know, hey, that's all we known for. Running backs, point guards, shooting guards, small forwards. You know, rappers, babies and little Uzi Verts. You know. Megan Thee Stallion. That's all we known for, man. When the so-called white man wanna figure out who we are, he said, "Oh, you that Chris Brown, ain't you? You know, you like to." That's all Jake wanna do, be on TikTok, you know. Just, what is this? You know how to, do all these moves, but you don't know no precepts. When the day of the Lord come, all you gonna know is how to moonwalk. You can't moonwalk from that missile. Isaiah 9:5, that fuel. Hey, and I also seen last night, you got a missile that's I want to say it was 80 foot.
I seen that.
80 foot. How you gonna, TikTok your way from a missile? How you gonna TikTok that, man? Yeah. Hey, brother, come hear the word, brother. Hey, comport right here, brother. You're an Israelite, brother. Hey, and if you're a wise man, hey, you gotta love scoffers in these last days, man. You gotta love scoffers, cause hey, that can build up your zeal to defend the gospel, man. Hey, and you got a lot of brothers that they don't want to defend the gospel. They want to defend Ruby Rose, and stop going on Instagram lusting at the Ruby Rose, man. She's set up by the spiritual demon Satan to get you out of this truth. To get you on the 2/3 reservation. Ruby Rose, Beyonce on a red horse, a white horse, a pale horse. Who else you got that brothers be lusting at? And we don't hold back the fishermen for Zion. We know, cause we used to be wicked, man. Give me Proverbs 24:16. Hey, cause we fell short, man. And I attested it myself, Hosea, Yashua. I had a heavy lust demon. So if anybody know, I'ma speak the truth, man. And the Lord say if you don't speak the truth is not in you, man. I don't have any shame. I'm not ashamed to say the Lord has cleansed me from masturbation and pornography. It doesn't matter if I have a wife or not. It doesn't matter if you got a wife or if you're single. that lust demon is gonna overtake you if you don't cleanse yourself, man. Cleanse your hands, ye sinners. Bring it up.
Proverbs chapter 24 and verse 16.
Right?
For a just man.
For who?
For a just man.
A weak man.
For a just man.
A feeble man.
For a just man.
An unfaithful man.
For a just man.
His faith wavered.
For a just man.
Nah, he always making excuses. We in captivity, brother. I ain't got no wife. What I gotta do?
For a just man.
Right?
Fallen 7 times.
Fallen what?
Fallen 7
Now,
times.
this just man, he gonna repent. He gonna say, I gotta stop. Hey, if I gotta go to the doctor and you know, get this thing right, hey, I gotta do what I gotta do. If you have ears to hear, if you want to make it to the kingdom that bad, if you want to abide under the shadow of the Almighty, we still hold on Psalm 91. No, we not running away from precepts. We still there. We not running away from the Lord no more. We not masturbating no more. We cleansing ourselves. Because we too far in this thing, man. Too deep in this truth. We came too far to let Eve, hey, just get out, kick our heritage out of here, man. You know, and Eve should be too far to have, you know, a wicked man kick her heritage out of here, man. Them promises. How you gonna allow your promises to be for naught because of the flesh, man? You know, a just man and a just woman is gonna repent. They're gonna redeem all, and they're gonna look at the time, you know, and get all that time back that they spent scrolling and just scrolling. You know, you fell asleep and you back up scrolling. You know, you butt naked on the toilet. You just fell asleep scrolling. The Lord ain't forgot about that, man. Hey, all it takes is one sin. He bring all your 50 accounts back, man. You know, you got credit repair analysts, whatever you want to call them out here. You know, they can kind of wipe it your record clean. Hey, but the government still see that, man. The government got stuff they can see. It don't matter how you wipe it away. You know, they say it takes 7 years to get a felon off. Hey, but guess what? You do one thing, they can bring all that back. You know, well, Johnny, you know, a year ago, you was found at a parking lot at the old ranch, and you busted a bottle upside a man's head. We see here 20 years ago, you was a felon. Hey, they don't bring all that back up, man. Hey, that's how the Lord get down, man. You come into camp, you think you doing something, you know. You said, man, you know, I done put a lot of videos up, man. I done, you know, broke the truth down to about 200 people. You keep it track. You said, yeah, man, I've been in this thing 7 years. You know, I did a lot of work, man. I can freak off tonight, man. You know, Tobit said if I give alms of charity, hey, my sin's gonna be clean. Jake holding on to that, man. Hey, that ain't how the Lord get down. You fall short. Hey, he gonna bring all that stuff back if he want to. Hey, but if you a just man and a just woman, hey, you gonna get back up, man. You say, I can't do this no more. I can't do it. You know, I can't do it. It's gonna be on your conscience so bad, you gonna be out there like Judas Iscariot, man, wanting to hang yourself. Cause you can't live your days, prolong your days anymore and follow your manners. For a just man, Proverbs 24:16,
Fall it 7 times.
fall it 7 times. And that's a number of completion, man. You know, you can't even count how many times you fail, man. And in 12 in a day and 12 in a night, man, ain't no telling how many times you fail. For what? As long as you live in 24 years, 25 years, 27, 70 years, 80 years, it doesn't matter. You know, you gonna fall short, man. But what?
And rise it up again.
And do what?
And rise it up again.
And you gonna get up, man. And you gonna serve the Lord, man. You know. Baruch 4:10. So let's go back to this Bible shop.
Psalm chapter 91. Which where you want to start?
Start back at 2. Start back at 2.
Okay. Psalm chapter 91, verse 2.
Right?
I will say of the Lord, He is my refuge.
Now the flesh, my refuge.
My refuge.
Right?
And my fortress.
The Most High is my refuge and my fortress, man. Right?
My God.
Yep.
In Him will I trust.
In Him will I trust. I trust and believe that, hey, once I cleanse myself, hey, He gonna allow my spirit to be strong enough and to tell Satan to get thee behind me, man. Read.
Surely he shall deliver thee from the snare of a fowler.
He gonna do what in Jacob's trouble?
Surely he shall deliver thee from the snare of the fowler.
He shall deliver thee from the snare of the fowler, man. Jacob's trouble. Now, you know, in a FEMA camp or in the wilderness, hey, if the beast try to come up to you, you know, hey, he gonna deliver you, man. Hey, but you gotta keep these laws, statutes, commandments. You gotta have faith. You gotta believe, man. You know, and a lot of brothers, they only keeping the commandments so they won't get rebuked by their brother or by their wife or their sister. They're not keeping the commandments because they really love the Lord, man. A lot of brothers keeping the commandments, hey, so that nobody can say nothing bad about them, man. You know, got the Pharisees spirit out here and the Sadducees spirit out here again. Hey, the Pharisees and the Sadducees, they kept the law, man, and they brought it up. Hey, come hear the word, y'all Israelites. Y'all gotta repent, keep the faith. You know, yeah, they sped up as soon as they heard that. Oh, let's get out of here, Jack. Jackie, drive, Jackie. You know, hey, you know, hey, you gotta take heed to this, man. You gotta understand that you got Pharisees back on the scene, man. You know, and they'll let you know they keeping the law. You know, brother, hey, I ain't no port in 7 years, brother. Brother, so hey, that's between you and the Most High. What you want me to do? Go to the trophy house and get you a crown made? You know how they used to get trophies made for AAU basketball and for all these tournaments. I'm gonna go get the brother a trophy made. I'm gonna get the brother a crown made. Brother said he ain't no pork. Brother, don't you know? Hey, brother, don't you know? I wore fringes every day since I came into the truth. Brother, nobody cares but the Most High. That's between you and the Most High. Hey, y'all brothers got a second. Y'all, hey man, I'm out here for y'all, man. Come on, man. Hey, y'all don't love y'all people, man. Y'all stop talking to the white man, won't you?
Hell no.
Hey, and you change your voice. Hey, what's going on, Johnny? Hey, y'all stop talking to the white man. Come on, brother. Brother, come on, brother. Hey. Y'all Israelites, man.
You want to give him a call?
Hey, you know, hey, he wanted to come back. Hey, stop and talk to the white man with faith. But hey, we understand we got coons out here, man. We understand it. You know. Hey, and this stuff is like it was back in the day, man. You know, they was ready to talk to the Romans, man. The heathen, man. They stood tall, you know. And it was all, hey, they was all on these man. You know, arm to arm, shoulder to shoulder. You know, hey, but hey, you know, that's how the Lord get down. Where you left off?
And from the northern pestilence,
Right?
he shall cover thee with his feathers,
Right?
and unto his wings shall he trust.
Shall he trust, man?
His truth shall be thy shield and buckler.
His what?
His truth shall be thy shield and buckler.
Hey, so now we gotta figure out what this truth is, man. Psalms 119, 142. Hey, because you can't keep the truth if you using and abusing the world. Hey, because they got they truth too. You know, you gotta pay your ticket, pay your parking ticket. You gotta go 55 and the 55. You know, you gotta pay the taxes. You know, you gotta be a good citizen. You know, you gotta get your passport before you can go overseas. Hey, you know, you can't keep the truth if you using and abusing the world, man. You know, but he said he gonna protect you if you keep his truth. You know, so let's see what his truth is.
Psalm 119 and verse 142, right? Thy righteousness is an everlasting righteousness,
Right?
and thy law is the truth.
And what?
And thy law is the truth.
Now, some people get stuff mixed up. You know, they say, well, you know, man, the Lord surely gonna look over me because, hey, you know, I paid my tickets off. You know, he said, use the word, don't abuse it. You know, so I gotta pay my tickets off, man. You know, I got me a lawyer. Hey, the Lord don't care about Susan and Philip and Anderson law firm. Hey, the Lord ain't dealing with them. They got a lot of blood on their hands, man. You talking about I paid my ticket off. Man, they done jammed up 375,000 so-called black men. Talking about Philip Anderson law firm. The Lord is dealing with me because I got me a lawyer, you know, and I can do what I gotta do. Hey, that ain't how the Lord getting down in these last days, man. You know, you gotta keep the law, man. What the Lord say?
Thy righteousness is an everlasting righteousness.
Right?
And thy law is the truth.
And who?
And thy law is the truth.
Hey, the law is the truth, man. You gotta search the law, man. You know, hey, get out of the new so-called New Testament, man, and get some of these laws, man. You know, you got Jake only studying New Testament precepts. So yeah, well, I'm mighty now. Hey, brother, did you know you was defiled? You mighty and you don't know you defiled. You know, come on, man. You looking at a whole nother woman body, man. Talking about, yeah, the Lord, I'm abiding in the shadow of the Almighty. You know, and you got all these thoughts going through your mind. The Lord ain't getting down with that folly and madness. You know, you got to keep the law, man. So we back to the elder, Baba Shah.
Verse 5.
Right?
Thou shalt not be afraid for the terror by night.
Thou shalt not what?
Thou shalt not be afraid for the terror by night.
Hey, how y'all brothers doing? Y'all got a second for a Bible verse? Y'all, hey, come on now. Y'all talk to the white man, won't you? If the white man say, hey, come here, you look like you play football. You say, yeah, I ran 1,000 yards last year. Come on, brothers. Y'all Israelites, man. Y'all got to come back to the Lord. Y'all living in the last days, man. Repent. Yeah, hey, all the so-called white men got to do say one thing. You look like you a nice running back. Oh, really? You know, I went to the combine. You know, I think I did good. You think I got a chance? Hey, they're using and abusing the world, man. You know, hey, didn't the Lord say don't dibble and dabble in filthy communication, especially on the Sabbath, man? You know, hey, get Psalm 58 and 13 right there, the latter part. Matter of fact, read the whole thing, man.
Look at Psalm 58, verse 13.
Right? Go to it's like Isaiah 58:13. I'm thinking of King David, man. Thinking of King David, man.
Look at Isaiah 58 and 13.
Like,
If thou turn away thy foot from the Sabbath,
right,
from doing thy pleasure on my holy day,
right.
and call the Sabbath a delight, the holy of the Lord, honorable, and shall honor him.
Hey, and them brothers probably look at their highlight tapes every Saturday. You know, I should turn my leg like this a little bit more. Them brothers probably look at their highlight film all day, every Saturday. You know. Hey, how you doing, sister? You got a second for a Bible verse? I got an umbrella right here for you. Come on, sister. You're an Israelite. You got to keep the faith. You got to repent. Living in the last days. There ain't too much time. The Lord gonna wait on you. You know. So where you left off, Baba Shah?
And shall honor him, not doing thine own ways, nor finding thine own pleasure,
Right?
nor speaking thine own words.
No speaking out what?
Nor speaking thine own words.
I gotta put this in there. What's in there? From the book.
I'm good.
Nor speaking thy own words. You know. I'm trying to get right out of here. You know. It's like the elder. I was ignorant and not knowing. Like, read that one more time.
And call the Sabbath a delight,
Right?
the holy of the Lord, honorable, and shall honor him, not doing thine own ways, nor finding thine own pleasure, nor speaking thine own words.
Nor speaking thy own words, man. You know, you got brothers going over their lyrics, man. You know, you got brothers going over their lyrics. You know, in the studio. What you doing in the studio on the Sabbath, man? Talking about I gotta get this truth music right, you know. Hey, you can't wait till after the Sabbath, brother. You know. Hey, that's how the Lord get down, man. You got to keep the law, man, to the best of your ability. You got it, Elder.
And thou shalt not be afraid for the terror by night,
Right?
nor for the arrow that fly by day.
Hey, you can't be afraid, man. You know, you can't have fear in this thing, man. You know, get James 1:3. They said, like, can you got my black thing right here with my Bible cover? You know, James 1:3.
Book of St. James, chapter 1, and verse 3,
Right?
knowing this, that the trying of your faith worketh patience,
Right?
but let patience have her perfect work,
Right?
that ye may be perfect and entire, wanting nothing.
Right?
If any of you lack wisdom, let him ask of the Most High, that giveth to all men liberally, and upbraideth not, and it shall be given him. But let him ask in faith, nothing wavering.
Nothing what?
Nothing wavering.
What the Lord say?
Nothing wavering.
Nothing wavering, man. You know, you gotta have an anchor in this thing now. You know, hey, what you afraid of, man? Don't you believe that the angel can protect you? Don't you believe that the angels can shield and cover you? You know, surely the Most High got many more of them than you got your own might. You know, your house can't cover you. Your metal roof can't cover you. You know, your Glock, your AK, your AR can't cover you. You know, what else they be saying? You know, my snub nose, you know, my blinky. What else they be saying? Blinky, whatever they saying, blinky, whatever that is. You know, my hollow tip, you know, got the hollow tip for you. Got a drum. A drum can't save you, man. You know. Hey, some people got more faith in their drums than they do in the Most High. You know, bulletproof vests. You know, hey, that can't save you, man. You know, hey, you gotta know the Lord is gonna protect you, and you're not gonna know the Lord is gonna protect you if you watching pornography. You're not gonna know the Lord is gonna protect you. You know, if you freaking off in the night, man, going to the red light district, man, getting you a prostitute, flying out, going to Las Vegas, and dropping all your life savings on escorts, man. The Lord is not gonna protect you, because you know in the back of your mind this is off, but you're saying I'm in the grace period right now, so I got a little time, you know. And all that time that you thought you had. You gonna have time in World War III, surely, if you don't repent. When you left off the shop.
Verse 6,
Right?
nor for the pestilence that walketh in darkness,
Right?
nor the destruction that wastes at noonday.
Nor the destruction that's coming, man. You know. And it's coming, man. You know, just wait on it. You got a lot of brothers that's waiting for that destruction to be headed swiftly to their enemies, man. And keep waiting and continue to be faithful and endure. You know, it's coming. You know, like the Lord said, though it tarry, wait on it.
For thousands shall fall at thy side,
Right?
and 10,000 at thy right hand,
Right?
but it shall not come nigh thee.
But it shall what?
It shall not come nigh thee.
It shall not come nigh thee, man. You gotta open up Psalms and read it, man. Read it as if you're striving to continue to endure, man. You know, you got a lot of brothers, they kind of saying, well, man, this thing is getting hectic, man. They're not thinking that, but that's how they move. You know, they're thinking every time I turn to the left, I get jammed up. Every time I turn to the right, I get jammed up. You know, hey, but the Lord told you in your trying, man, rejoice. You know, and let temptation and trials have their perfect work, man. Because how are you gonna get ready for combat war if you don't go through basic training, man? And this is just basic training. You forsaking your flesh, you fasting, you praying, You living according to the law, statutes, commandments. This is basic training, man. You know, and you go sign up for the military, man. You know, I ain't even gonna use the Marines. I'm not even gonna use the Air Force. But you go to the Army. You know, hey, get up in that gas chamber, man. You know, and we got brothers that can attest to that, man. You know, let them come in there 4 in the morning. Get up, let's go. You, hey, how can you get ready for that, man? When you was standing at your mama's house since Head Start all the way to 12th grade, man. How can you get ready for that? You know, you done did your PT training. You know, got your what is it? Your ASVAB scores back. What's it called? ASVAB.
Yeah, you got that right.
Got your ASVAB scores back. You know, you got your drug test back. You know, what's the thing called where they get your numbers to find out what kind of job you gonna get for the military?
That part I don't know.
You got your test scores back. You say, yeah, I'm gonna be an engineer in the military. You know, so yeah, I done passed all of the good qualifications. I'm gonna get me a decent job. Hey, when you got to pass the qualifications with you, how about Shimei was shot? And that's enduring, man. You know, that's loving your brother. You know, check up on your brother, man. How you gonna leave your brother in a war combat and just leave him out there, man? And don't check up on him, man. Hey, the brother might have got a what they call it, IUD, a landmine. Brother might have got his leg blown off. You left him out there. he out there. He out there. You know. Hey, I seen a lot of military guys like that, man. They walking around with one leg, but they still got that gun on them. They still holding that gun. You know, they still holding that gun. You know, they're just like, and then somebody come up and they got like, boo, boo, boo. Hey, you got people out here, man. Hey, they marriage jammed up. You know, hey, y'all come hear the word. They marriage jamming them up and they walking around with one leg. You know, but they still got that Bible in their hand though. You know, your modern day sword is your gun, but hey, stay spiritual with me now. You know, because a lot of people don't have the sense and means of seeing the vision. You know, your wife or your husband, you know, kind of jamming you up, and you know, left your brother out there. Hey, the purpose of being in the camp, man. Hey, check up on your brothers, man. You know, he got one leg, one arm, but he's striving, man. He enduring, man. Hey, didn't the Lord say, take up your cross? You know, if you follow him, you gotta deny yourself. Hey, these brothers out here in the military, they carry themselves more mighty than brothers in this truth. Hey, cause they in the field. Hey, they risk their whole life to go back for their brother. You know, they one leg. You know, they see an enemy over there. You know, they just like this. You know, and they got the gun to his head. And you still going over there with your brother, and you can barely hold yourself up. But all you gotta get one shot off. Bah! That's it. And then your brother, hey, you can go rescue your brother. Hey, you know, I seen a movie, man. I can't remember the name of it. Hey, but when a dude gets shot in the military, because, you know, a lot of these producers, man, a lot of these executive producers, hey, a lot of this stuff be dead on point, man. But, hey, they'll go grab the dude. They won't leave him out there, man. And that's equivalent to Tobit, man. You know, even if your brother is one blood vessel away from dying, you still got to get him up out of there, man. Right. You got to pull him out of that thing, man. You know, you can't just leave your brother out there, man. Right. Come on now. That's evil. That's wicked, man. That's wicked, man. You know, and like we said earlier, man, it's only of the Lord's mercies that we are not consumed, man. And this is the Lord's military right here. You know, generals, captains, lieutenants, you know, even soldiers, man. Or you know, how high or how low you think you want to go with this thing, man. You know, so the Lord can protect you, man. And he'll have mighty brother with real good war-like combat skills to come and, you know, get you ready, man. Say, brother, you know, you gotta aim your gun, brother. You gotta really feel that thing. You gotta get in that thing, brother. And a lot of brothers, they got their sword, but they don't use it, man. You know, we got brothers in this thing that want to die in wickedness, man. You want to die. Hey, I don't want my brother to die in wickedness, man. Hey, I'm on him, man. You know, hey, brother, you know, you gotta do what you gotta do, brother. You gotta get it together, man. Hey, I don't want my brother to die in a combat war if I'm able to help him. You think I want to see a 5-year-old come up with a bomb on him and deceive him. Because you go over to Iraq or Iran or certain places, they got these little kids, they run up on you with a jacket on, they open up their jacket, and it'll be about 12 C4s, ready to blow your whole camp up. Ready to blow your whole military up, man. Hey, come hear the word, brother. Probably Issachar right. Confusion of faces, like, hey, had a big nose. I couldn't really tell if it was Arab or not. Looked like one of them things off of Millions or something, man. My kids be watching, man. But the Lord can protect you. Keep reading, Elder.
Verse 8. Only with thine eyes shall thou behold,
right?
And see the reward of the wicked.
And see, hey, that's what we want to see, man. Hey, I want to see, the enemies get rallied up, man. I want to see that the kingdom get destroyed, man. Hey, if it's of the Lord's will, and we should be saying the Lord's will, man. Lord willing, man. Lord willing, Hey, you gotta say Lord willing in these last days, man. Hey, get Acts 18 and 20. You gotta say Lord willing, man. You're not saying Lord willing, man. You going off. Hey, but I see you tomorrow. And you just dip. You ain't saying Lord willing. Trying to bring it out.
Acts chapter 18 and verse 20. Right? When they desired him to tarry longer time with them, he consented not. Right? But bade them farewell, saying, I must by all means keep this feast.
What Paul say?
I must by all means keep this feast.
He reading?
That cometh in Jerusalem. But I will return again unto you if the Most High will.
What Paul say?
If the Most High will.
What he say?
If the Most High will.
If the Most High will, man. That's what we gotta say, man. Most High willing. Most High willing, I'll come to camp next Saturday. Most High willing, I'll see my brothers next Friday. Most High willing, I can do the fast tomorrow, man. Most High willing, I'll see the chariot, man. Most High willing, I'll make it home, man. Hey, if you're not saying Most High willing, you don't really believe in the Lord, man. So back to this
Verse 9.
right?
Because thou hast made, the Lord,
Right?
which is my refuge, even the Most High, thy habitation. There shall no evil befall thee.
Hey, you got a second, brother?
Yeah, I got a second. What's up?
All right. Listen to this last verse.
Go ahead.
Read it one more time.
Which one? 10.
No.
Verse.
Psalms.
Okay, this is Psalms, chapter 91, verse 10.
Right?
There shall no evil befall thee.
There shall no evil befall thee. Now this isn't just to anybody. This isn't just to any man. A man that's in wickedness and sin. Do you know what sin is? What's sin, bro? Straight away from the word of God. All right, well, we're going to show you. 1 John.
It's the book of 1 John.
I can say yay or nay, or I can prove or disapprove, but strictly, I got to go straight to the Bible.
First John chapter 3 and verse 4. Right? Whosoever committeth sin transgresseth also the law.
Transgresseth the what?
Also the law.
So you got to know the law. If you don't know the law, how do you know what you're not doing and what you are doing? So that's what we out here doing. We're telling our brothers and our sisters, so-called blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans, that they got to keep the laws, statutes, and the commandments according to the Most High God. According to their, by default bloodline, their nationality, their heritage, their customs. Israelites' customs aren't celebrating Valentine's Day, giving hearts and chocolates to your woman. Because when you go back to the law, your woman, she's supposed to worship you. Because you are the head. You are a way for her to be covered. On her iniquity, her transgression. What do you get? Transgression. Transgression.
Verse 4, whosoever committeth sin transgresseth also the law.
Transgressing what?
Also
Also
the
the
law.
law.
So when you commit sin, you transgress the law. Finish.
For sin is a transgression of the law.
What?
For sin is the transgression of the law.
So, you know, we've been lied to. Hey, they told us that, you know, if we pay our parking tickets off, we'll go to the kingdom of heaven. Right? The Catholic. You know, hey, they lied to us. So we got to figure out what's going on in these last days. Let me get Joel 2:20. Because we gotta uncover all of these lies. We gotta bring down these stones. But what are the lies? What are the lies? Revelation 1:14. The lies are that the Messiah looks, you know, and go back to somebody from the Roman king. That's a lie. Who told those lies? Not Revelation. First Maccabees 3:48. Now we just gonna give you lies because you asked the question, so I'm gonna give you the answer. And then we also got lies saying that everybody can be saved. That's another lie. You know, but surely somebody can put that out there. You know, saying everybody can be saved. Why does everybody need to be saved if somebody's in their kingdom? You have another nation that's in oppression. You know, don't have any justice, don't have any might, military might as a nation. So we're gonna deal with the lies. But surely don't forget that we're talking about Israel. So let's get First Maccabees 3:48.
This is the book of First Maccabees out of the pocket,
Right?
chapter 3, verse 48.
Right?
And laid open the book of the law.
And this is the book of the law. And we just go and we went back and told you, you gotta know the law and you gotta get wisdom and knowledge and understanding of the law to know how you can come back to the Most High God as an Israelite.
We're in the
And
heathen.
the who?
We're in the heathen.
And the Romans that crucified the Messiah, and not this Caesar Borgia, you know, and we're going to read it in Revelation. The heathen
Had sought to paint the likeness of their images.
that's a lie. You know, continue. All right, let's go.
Book of Revelation, chapter 1.
No, continue with that verse. That's it on that. That's all I wanted to expound on.
And it's there. So, who are the liars? The question is, who are the liars in the scripture?
Who are the liars?
Who are the liars?
Liars.
Liars.
All right, let's go to Job 9:24.
If they're lying, someone has
Let's
to
go to
be
Job
lying.
9:24.
Book of Job, chapter 9, verse 24, right? And it reads, the earth is given into the hand of the wicked.
Job 25. What the Lord say?
The earth is given into the hand of the wicked.
The earth is given into the hand of the wicked. So who runs this earth? You know, those who the liars are, because he just told you they're the wicked. You know?
See how those two power doves, the individuals who are lying about Caesar Borgia being the depiction of Jesus Christ.
Caesar Borgia. So you believe that
Caesar Borgia. Caesar Borgia. That's how you
So
pronounce
you believe
his
that's
name.
Jesus Christ?
No, that is Caesar Borgia.
Right.
It's
So
clearly not Jesus
what is
Christ.
your question? I'm trying to understand your question.
I'm trying to know who depicted Caesar Borgia as Jesus Christ, because this is Caesar Borgia and these
Right.
are depictions of Jesus
That's right.
Christ.
But what I'm saying is, who runs this earth? They put their image out there for the Israelites, the so-called blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans, and the other nations, and told them that was Jesus Christ, according to what the Bible says.
Now, Caesar Borgia has always been Caesar Borgia, the son of Pope Alexander.
Listen to what I'm saying, bro. Listen to what I'm saying. Listen to what I'm saying. I'm saying who runs this society, who runs the earth, who funds the banks, who runs the banks, all corporate America, who has everybody in subjection, telling them what they gotta do, what they don't gotta do. What I'm saying is they put this image out there and use this image saying that is Jesus the Christ. That's what I'm saying. That's why with the first Maccabees 3:48, they painted their image
Like you're telling me that I'm reading the Bible. You're telling me that the greatest power in the world is the power that controls money, that controls everything else in existence. Right? That you're saying they're controlling that for everything that we stand in as a society. Right? They've built this structure and they have lied and they have changed the image of Jesus Christ so that it will be more in their likeness. Right? That's what we do. So if we're going to say that, then I have one question and one question only. Why would a man who exists in this world with unlimited power care that somebody that looks like him was the representation of Jesus Christ? Who is that God? What power does that give him? What power does that specific image give them to that? Let's go to Job 25. Okay. Get Psalm 73.
Psalm chapter 73, verse 18. Surely thou didst set them in slippery places.
Surely what?
Thou didst set them in slippery places.
So, first and foremost, hey, the Most High God Almighty, King of Kings, Lord of Lords, had everything set up for one specific reason. And he did it 7 times with 7 captivities because he chose a certain people. And he's telling you right here that those people that these 12 tribes are subject to, he set them up to be their punish mechanism, their enemies. So read that one more time.
Surely thou didst set them in slippery places.
So this is talking about who painted this image, who put this image out there. This is who he's talking about. Read. What is the significance? Hold on, we still right here. What is the significance of this? We still right here. Totality. Go ahead, I'm not finding it. You got a whole other question on the table.
Thou castest them down into destruction.
Thou what?
Thou castest them down into destruction.
Thou casted them down into destruction. Right. So they're being controlled by the Almighty, the highest that ever you can, the highest that you can get. Thou casted. Now he's saying that this image will be casted down as well.
Okay.
And who put this image out there, they will be casted down as well.
Okay. So, where does that even begin to answer the question of why they would do this and what this has?
I understand that question. Let me finish this and I'll answer the question. Go ahead. Hold it.
Verse 19, how are they brought into desolation as in a moment? They are utterly consumed with terrors. They are utterly consumed with terrors. How are they brought into desolation as in a moment?
As in a moment, you know, but this is only for a moment. Okay, you know, this is only for a moment, and it's for a specific reason.
I understand that the scripture speaks to the punishment of those who commit such heresy, but you have not at any point answered why this has anything to do with
I gotta go through my scriptures, and then I'm gonna relate it.
This scripture has not answered the simple question
I
of
understand
why
that, bro.
do these liars do this? What do they have to gain, and what is the effect on the population?
I'm answering it with
Their
repercussions.
repercussions.
You're not listening, bro.
I'm listening to their repercussions. That's all that has spoken.
No,
It's
you
building
listen-
upon
you
the
listen to
repercussions
what you want to
of
listen to.
heresy and what occurs
You
when
got
this
no
happens.
questions for me.
Go ahead, finish it.
They are utterly consumed with terrors, right? As a dream when one awaketh, so, O Lord, when thou awakest, thou shalt despise their image.
What?
Thou shalt despise their image.
So the image gonna be despised. So Job 20 and 5.
The book of Job, chapter 20 and verse 5.
Right?
That the triumphing of the wicked is short.
What the Lord say?
That the triumphing of the wicked is short.
That the triumphing of the wicked is short. So really, this goes back to those who are inclined and who are in tune. Not a nigga man, not a nigga woman,
or a heathen man or a heathen woman, those who understand this and who are coming back to the knowledge, wisdom, and the understanding of the Most High, he's letting you know that all of what you said, they waiting patiently on something. You know, let me get Revelation 13. They waiting patiently on something.
Who's that?
We getting there, brother. We getting there. Read that again.
Job chapter 20, verse 5.
Right?
That the triumphing of the wicked is short.
Right?
And the joy of the hypocrite
And the who?
and the joy of the hypocrite,
You also have coons too, B,
but for a moment.
but for a moment. You know. So in order to be
I understand. I want to stop right there.
no, brother,
I
we ain't
asked
stopping
one
up,
question.
brother.
I asked
We
one question.
giving the
I asked
understanding.
one question.
We
I'm
giving the
telling you that
understanding.
You're not
So bring this
answering
up.
my question.
Brother,
You have read many scriptures that follow whatever your narrative is, but we haven't gotten to the single question.
Brother,
I
you
have.
ain't
I have one
controlling us.
question. I have
You're
one
not
question.
controlling us.
Are you controlling anything?
The Most High God is controlling you, brother.
Okay, if the Most High God is controlling you, you're here to teach me something.
James 1.
You would like to teach me something, right? It would be best.
Do you believe in the Most High God?
Right? It wouldn't be best.
Do
for
you
to
believe
go
in the
back
Bible?
and forth and
Do you
ask me,
believe in
do
the
I
Bible?
believe in the Most High God? If your message is so strong and it is to be understood, and it is God's will that it be understood,
All right, check this out.
then why would you be
Message
the
is
barrier?
the so-called
for
blacks,
its
Hispanics, and
understanding?
Native Americans are Israelites. If your father goes back to the seed line of Jacob, which his name is changed to Israel, according to Genesis, where you can find that, you'll be an Israelite. Now, if you want to do what you want to do, and if you don't want to get down with the Most High God trying to give you your heritage, your
The
nationality,
Most High
back,
God is not trying to give me
all
my
right.
heritage. It's
So
you and whatever your name
what's
is.
your nationality, bro?
My nationality is I'm black.
Your father is black man, so-called black man.
My father is a black man. Yeah.
Okay, so we're telling you that by default, you'll be an Israelite. That's what we're telling you. You don't have to accept it. You don't have to accept it.
What does it have to do with this? I understand
Because-
the origin of my
because-
skin color and where
Because
it is
if you know
relates
it,
to the
brother,
map.
if you know the Most High God looks identical to you, other people don't.
What
So
does
other
God
people,
look like?
other people worship this image. That's what I'm
does
saying.
God look like?
He looks like a dark skinned man.
God looks like a dark-skinned man.
That's Revelation 1:14.
He who has no form looks like a dark-skinned
Revelation
man.
1:14. You get Daniel 10
He
and 5.
who has no form looks like a dark-skinned man.
What's your name?
Chase, what's your name?
All right, Chase. I'm indoor.
Nice to meet you.
All right, nice to meet you. Can we have a restart?
Absolutely.
All right. Let me get St. John chapter 10 verse 10 real quick. And I'm gonna show you what the brother was
I understand.
eloquently trying to show you.
I got you.
But you was butting in and not letting the brother finish. So if you would respectfully allow me to try to do the
I'll
same
just go
thing.
ahead.
Okay, all praise to the Most High. St. John chapter 10 verse 10.
Well, St. John,
Daniel chapter 7.
chapter 10 and verse 10. The thief cometh not, but to steal and to kill and to destroy.
So what the brother was trying to tell you is the so-called Roman Empire goes back to the Edomites, right? They are the enemies and the adversaries of the Most High God and to His chosen people. Real quick, give me 1 Kings chapter 11 and verse 4. Read that one more time.
The thief
The who?
The thief.
So who's raped, robbed, and stole everything across the entire globe?
I got you.
The so-called white man that's done it. And he's not white, he's actually red. And his biblical name is the Edomites. And what he's trying to tell you is this: the word black is just the color of a crayon box. You have a God-given nationality which goes back to the Israelites. So God said the thief cometh not to what?
But for to steal
To steal,
and to kill.
to steal and kill America, right? The Gadites that were over here, so-called Native Americans, they raped, robbed, and pillaged them. The so-called black men, which are Israelites, they put them in slavery, put them in chains, changed their name, right? Read.
And to destroy.
And to destroy, they destroyed our people with this image, right? White supremacy, right? The reason we have this is because your forefathers, so-called black men, your grandmother, bowed down and worshiped this image, which is Caesar Borgia's, which is documented in the Bible to be Satan, right? Read.
I am come that they might have life.
Right, so the reason that the Lord came on the scene and the reason that these scriptures are in here is so our people can believe on the truth, right? Read that.
1 Kings chapter 11 verse 4.
83 and verse 1.
For it came to pass,
Right, read.
for it came to pass when Solomon was old.
Now Solomon is a so-called black man, right?
Correct.
The son of King David.
Correct.
Read.
Yeah.
When Solomon was old, that his wives turned away his heart after other gods,
Right, read on.
and his heart was not perfect with the Lord.
Now, this was the downfall of the entire so-called Black, Hispanic, and Native American race. That our forefathers fell in sin, therefore we was punished for their iniquities.
Okay.
Right, read.
And his heart was not perfect with the Lord his God,
Right,
and was the heart of David his father.
right, read on.
For Solomon went after Ashtoreth,
Right, read.
the goddess of the Zayadines,
Right, Ashtaroth, read on.
and after Melcham,
Right,
the abomination of the Ammonites.
right, read on.
And Solomon did evil in the sight of the Lord,
Right, read.
and went not fully after the Lord,
Right, read.
as did David his father.
Now, what happened after we fell? Read on.
Verse 7, then did Solomon build an high place for Chesmas,
Right, read.
Shamash, the abomination of Moab,
Right, read.
in the hill that is before Jerusalem,
Read on.
and for Molech, the abomination of the children of Ammon.
Right.
And likewise did he for all his strange wives,
For all his what wives?
strange wives,
Right, read.
which burnt incense
I got it.
and
So-
sacrificed unto their gods.
The point is, I was going to go to verse 17. It says how to... Hold on. I'm not done. Hold
I'm gonna
on.
paraphrase
Hold
for
on.
you.
You don't have to paraphrase for me.
Paraphrase for
Didn't you
you.
say you was going to let me
I don't
finish?
need any more to
Didn't you
message.
say you was going to let me finish?
I told you I don't need any more.
Did you not just say you was going to let me
You wanna
finish?
force it on
Give
me
me
or you want me
Ecclesiastes
to
5:1.
accept? Is it more about
Give me
somebody
Ecclesiastes
accepting your
5:1.
message and understanding
Brother,
your
I'm almost
message?
done.
Or is it
Brother.
about you getting the whole message?
Brother, I'm literally
You
almost
won
done.
before the game is done.
Brother,
If you
what's your
won
name
before
again?
The game is done.
What is
why
your name
would you wanna
again?
finish it up?
What's your name
Is it
again?
about you or is it about the Most High God?
Listen.
Is it about you or
Listen.
is it about the Most
Listen,
High
I'm
God?
almost done.
Do you want to finish
You don't
what
have
you
patience.
have to say? Or
Read
accept
that.
I understand what I have
Ecclesiastes chapter 5, verse 1.
Pass judgment.
Keep thy foot when thou goest to the house of God,
Right, read.
and be more ready to hear,
No, be more ready to butt in.
and be more ready to hear,
Read.
than to give the sacrifice of fools.
Right, so what we're trying to show you, first of all, you don't even have knowledge and wisdom of what's your biblical nationality. So why would you be interjecting with somebody who's trying to educate you?
Ad hominem.
That has nothing, that's
Ad
no
hominem.
wisdom, no knowledge, no understanding of anything. So what we're trying to tell you is God has a chosen people and their enemies are the Edomites, and they set up this image. That's what we're trying to tell you.
Chose you for judgmental, passive-aggressive individuals.
Give me-
to
give me-
preach this peaceful message.
Let's find out. Give me 1 Kings. Give me Corinthians chapter 2 and verse 16.
Book of 1 Corinthians chapter 2 and verse 15.
Yeah, 15. Give me Proverbs 31 and go to verse 3.
Verse 15.
So do you
Read that.
understand?
But he that
Then you
is
just asked me a question. Can you allow me to answer
One
it?
question at a
Right,
time.
read that.
But he that is spiritual.
Hold on. Let's let him
Do you
stop. Because he asked a
understand what
question,
the question
and he
was
doesn't
from
have
the
knowledge to be able to ask a
Yes.
question
Do you
and
understand
then
what
listen to the
question
answer.
was from the beginning?
Right?
Yes.
He doesn't. Then you
Okay.
just ask a new
That's cool.
question.
Do you understand?
Did
what
you
the
not just ask a new question?
was from the
All right, read that.
beginning that you
But
have
he
not
that is
answered?
spiritual
I want an answer.
judgeth
to the
all
question.
things.
You're
You have
confusing
the
yourself.
answers,
Read
right?
that one more time.
But he that is spiritual judgeth all things.
Judgeth
What
what?
does
Judgeth
this
all
have to do
things.
with what
Judgeth
you said?
all things. We're going to show you why. Give me Revelation 13.
What does this have to do with this?
me
I
Revelation
understand your
chapter
message of you have 12
You don't
tribes
understand.
of Israel.
You don't
Book of
understand.
Revelation.
12 tribes
You have
of
no
Israel.
idea.
You have 12 tribes
Do you
of
want the
Israel.
answer? Or are you going to keep talking?
Are you going to make sure I
Do you
get
want
the
the answer?
or are you going to make sure you speak?
Well, it's
until
not
complete?
it's not for us for you to get the answer. It's up to the Most High for you to get it. But you're not going to get it if you keep talking.
So you
Right, read
spent
that.
your time
Revelation
coming
chapter
out
13,
here-
verse 9.
Right?
If any man have an ear,
You're just gonna
let
keep
him
out-
hear.
What the Lord said?
If any man have an ear, let him hear.
Read on.
He that leadeth into captivity.
This man put you in slavery, and you're hanging out with him.
No, this man.
Yeah, he put you in slavery.
Right?
He that leadeth into captivity
Shall go into captivity.
shall what?
Shall go into captivity.
He's going into slavery.
Right?
Whether you don't have to agree with it, you know, you can hate
think so?
that. He's going into slavery.
Nah.
He's going into utter slavery.
That's right.
Utter slavery. Utter chains of captivity. Right? Read that one more time.
He that leadeth into captivity.
Like his forefathers, they even still have the monuments up, and they have holidays on how they put you in slavery, and you celebrate them.
Right?
Yeah.
Yeah, like 4th of July and Christmas and
Juneteenth.
Thanksgiving and Juneteenth. You celebrate them like an idiot.
Right?
Yeah,
Right?
I think
Read.
so.
He that leadeth into captivity
Read on.
shall go into
And
captivity.
you follow his legislation, like he tell you to shave off your beard and you do it.
Right?
Absolutely.
Like an idiot.
Absolutely.
Right? Read on.
He that killeth with the sword
Read.
must be killed with the sword.
Here is what?
Here is the patience and the faith of the saints.
So if you're not waiting for him to go into slavery, then you wouldn't be a saint.
That's right.
Because that's in the Bible.
That's what you believe a saint to
That's
be.
that's literally in the Bible.
That's
You don't know
from
what
the
a saint is.
scriptures you read of the Bible.
You don't even know what a saint is.
You don't accept contradictions.
What are you talking about?
You don't accept contradictions.
What are you talking about?
You'll read
What
whatever
seal
fits
are you
your
living in?
message,
What
but
seal are we living in?
seal?
Yeah, what
Yeah.
seal are we living in?
What seal are we living
Yeah.
in?
Yes.
We live on planet Earth.
See that?
You
In
missing
the
the
United
question.
States.
You missing the
Where
question.
do you live?
That's
Where do
foolish.
you live? Where do you lay your head? Where do you pay your taxes to? You render unto
Give him
Caesar
the
that which
question
is
again.
his.
He didn't
You
hear
ready?
it.
I
I know
He
that.
didn't
Give him
hear
the
it.
question again.
I
Straight.
said, listen, I didn't
Give me
say
the
where
question.
do we live,
That's
what
right.
planet we live on.
I don't care about that. I said, where are you right now?
I
Where
said-
are you preaching your message right now? You are in Fayetteville,
How do you
North Carolina.
listen?
You are
listen,
speaking to
listen,
people of Fayetteville,
listen.
North Carolina.
How do you get the kingdom of heaven?
How do you get to the kingdom of heaven?
Yeah.
How do you live a full life?
You have no idea what's going on.
Do you know how to live
Give me
a
Luke
full
13
life?
and 3.
Do you understand
Give me
that
Luke
there are
13 and 3.
influences
You lost, man.
that
Give me
affect
Jude
you
1 and
You
18.
lost, man.
to do this?
You're
The
just a,
book of Luke.
you're
On
just
the
a,
weekend.
hey, listen,
lost.
you're just a Babylonian
You lost.
following your soul.
And right there, that's it.
Babylonian.
That's all. That's all.
That's it.
Right now, you're
Is
lost.
Babylonian on this list?
Right now, you're lost and a scoffer.
Listen to
Is
the
this?
elder. Listen
Just
to
a
the
lost.
moment ago, I was an
You're
Israelite.
lost and a scoffer.
That's right.
Just a moment ago,
That's
I
all
was an
you-
Israelite, right? Just a moment ago, I was an
No, no,
Israelite
you-
from your
I
mouth
want you to understand something.
and from your
I
mouth.
want you to understand something. There's a
No,
lot of
I'm not.
Israelites that are lost and scoffers.
That's
As a
right.
matter of fact, they're 2/3.
You're
Right.
sleeping on your own paper.
There ain't no problem. And you're right.
Give
It
me
is my
Ezekiel
own
20
paper.
and 32.
But
Right.
they are 2/3. So you might be 2/3. I don't know.
I might
We're
be-
trying to find out whether you're 1/3 or 2/3.
Right.
That's
What if
all.
I'm zero?
Thou
It's
says.
not about
Right, read
zero.
that.
Luke chapter
Thou says.
13 verse 3.
Thou says.
I tell you, nay, but except ye repent,
Right? We're going to mark you right
Bottom
here.
line,
Except you
right there.
repent.
Mark.
ye shall all likewise perish.
What's going to happen to me in World War III?
Ye shall all likewise perish.
Whether that 80-foot missile going to happen to him?
Ye shall all likewise
And
perish.
you're going to get hit with a Satan 1 and a
All
Satan
you
2
up
by
here doing is
Russia and
scoffing.
Ukraine. That's what's going to happen to you in World
You
War
don't want
III.
to know the truth.
That's what you
Right,
think?
read that.
The book of Ezekiel chapter 20 and verse 32.
Right?
And that which cometh into your mind shall not be at all.
Right, read.
That ye say, we will be as the heathen.
What did he say?
We will be as the heathen.
Yeah, you want to follow the so-called white man. That's what you want to do. And you love it.
You are showing
Yeah, you
the
love
most
it.
substantial brotherhood
You love
here
it.
right now.
No,
You're showing the greatest brotherhood right now.
we rebuking you in the gate,
That's
and you're
all,
not
that's
getting
all.
down with this righteous
Right?
rebuke. That's what's
Rebuke?
wrong with it.
Rebuke?
That's what's wrong
You
with
have
it.
not rebuked anything.
Right, read
you
that
stand
again.
here and you speak on another man's
And
words,
that which
but
cometh
you don't show that you
into your
understand
mind
him so much yourself that you can speak from
Read
your
on.
own
shall
heart.
not be at all
You just shout
that
from
ye
the highest
say,
mountaintop the
we
word
will
of God.
be as the heathen.
We will what?
We
Who
will
wrote
be
this?
as the
Read
heathen.
Peter 3
Who
and 3.
wrote this?
Right, read.
Who
As the
printed
families
this?
of the countries
Who printed
to
this?
serve wood,
To serve what?
Who
to serve
printed
wood.
this?
What does he serve?
to serve wood
Read.
and
this?
stone.
He served wood and
Who
stone.
printed
You just
this?
an idolater.
Who printed
That's all
this?
you are.
You were
You
wearing
just
a
an
white
idolatrous.
man's invention
That's
with
all.
another white man's
That's all.
invention.
You have no idea
on
what's
top
going
of a
on.
white man's invention.
Give me
With something
Jude 1 and
bought
18.
by a
Right,
white
read
man
that.
from a
2
book
Peter chapter 3 verse
printed
3.
by a
Right, read
white
that.
man.
Knowing this first,
Knowing this first,
that there shall come in the last days
days that we living in.
Just
Read.
scoffers.
What is
Scoffers.
he?
Scoffers.
What is he?
Scoffers.
Oh, he's a righteous man.
Scoffers.
Oh, he has wisdom.
scoffers,
Scoffers. Walking after what?
walking after their own lust.
Walking after his
That's all
own
you're
lust.
doing, scoffing.
Just the lustful Babylonian man following after the so-called white
You're
man.
right, yes.
Yeah, just following after him.
Living in this world,
Right, read on.
here, standing under the Edward Jones sign,
There's some more on
standing
that.
next to a white man's news
Verse
network,
4.
sitting
And
on the
saying,
white man's
what
side.
is the promise of his coming?
Where's the promise of his coming? Right? He said, no, all I have to do is worry about, what did he say?
So it comes
I
for
don't even know
everyone
what he
else.
said.
It comes for
'Cause
everyone else, not you.
it wasn't even memorable, man.
It comes from
Right,
everyone
read
else,
on.
not you.
For since the fathers fell asleep,
Since his father had fallen asleep and didn't teach him he was an Israelite, read.
all things continue as they were from the beginning of the creation.
See that wickedness multiplied in the earth. You said maybe he's not an Israelite?
Maybe he's not.
Yeah, maybe he's not. Right,
Oh,
read
yeah.
that.
Man, damn, that's crazy. It's
Jude,
crazy how much
1 and
money.
18.
It's crazy how much
Read
money
that.
How that they
you put
told you
white
there should be mockers in the last time
Read.
who should walk after their own ungodly lusts.
What is he doing?
Who should walk after their own ungodly lusts.
Right, read.
in hypocrisy.
These be they who separate
What
themselves.
did the Lord say?
These be they who
These be
separate
they.
themselves.
These are the men that are documented in the. This is why this is in the Bible. If you didn't know why this was in the Bible,
Who wrote
this
it?
is the reason why.
Who printed this?
We wrote it, right? Read on.
These be they
These be they
who separate
Who wrote the
themselves.
Bible?
separated himself from the truth. Read.
Sensual,
Sensual. Read on.
just
Having
told
what?
me-
having
wrote
not
the
the
Bible?
spirit.
What does he not have?
Having not the spirit.
You don't have the
the
spirit.
Bible?
You don't have the spirit.
You wrote the Bible?
Yeah, we wrote the Bible, and we're standing on that. Our
Yes,
forefathers
Lord.
wrote the Bible. Right, bring it up.
It's the book of 1 Timothy chapter 5, verse 12.
Right?
Having damnation,
Having what?
having damnation.
This is what's coming to the world, damnation. Right? You don't know that World War III is literally gonna utterly annihilate America? That America is not gonna win World War III? Don't you know that? Right? Don't you know the different war tactics and simulations that they have no chance to win World War III? Not only that, but the angels of the Most High God is gonna destroy America, man.
Right?
And you got Negroes like this and wicked Israelites that's unspiritual, don't know the Lord, don't love the Lord, and that's just giving up in the last days. This is what you did. You just gave up. Right, read.
Having damnation,
Right?
because they have cast off their first faith.
Because they have cast off their first faith,
screaming and
man,
yelling.
which was being loyal to the Most High
Lost as fuck.
and having no idolatry.
Lost this fuck.
No idolatry. You're lost.
All
You don't even know you're not. You
lost.
just came up here and said that you was a black man.
Lost.
A color out of a crayon box.
Lost.
Right?
Right? That's off.
Lost.
Right? Give me Romans chapter 3 and verse 12. It's a little more than that, right? Romans 3 and 12.
Having damnation, because they have cast off their first faith.
Cast off their first faith, read on.
And withal, they learn to be idle.
Learn to be what?
Learn to be idle.
Like walking up and down Fayetteville Hay Street with some, what are those called? Crocs on, man. On a Saturday afternoon.
Absolutely.
Right? With an Under Armour shirt on, just doing what he want to do.
Exactly.
Idle.
Whatever the fuck
Idle.
you want.
Exactly. You don't
Whatever
follow.
the fuck I want.
Exactly. And that's why the Lord will kill you. Because you're doing what you want to do.
That's
and not
right.
what the Lord told
When
you
is
to
he
do.
gonna do it?
Right, read that again.
Wandering.
What you say that
When
again.
is he gonna do it?
Say it one more time.
When is he gonna do
See
it?
that? Read that.
Wandering.
See that? Alright. Read on.
Wandering about from house to house.
Wandering about from house to house, read.
And not only idle,
And not only idle,
but tattlers.
but what?
But tattletellers.
Tattletellers. You're a tattleteller. Read on. What else is he?
Also, and busybody.
He's a busybody, right? Being with the so-called white man, his satanic forces hopped on you, made you a tattleteller and a busybody. Look at him laughing, right? Read on.
Speaking things which they ought not.
See that? Speaking things which he ought not.
Look at this.
Right? Laughing at the men of the Lord, saying, well, look at what you got on. You speaking things that you don't even know what you're talking about.
Right.
You don't even know what's in front of your face.
Oh, I know what's in
Right,
front of his
read that.
face. A $500
Right, read that. Romans chapter
iPhone.
3.
A $500
Romans chapter 3
fucking
and verse
iPhone.
12.
Right?
They are all gone out of the way.
What the Lord
Damn,
say?
y'all are
They are all gone out of the way.
He's going out of the way. He's good. He's done. Right? He's done. Right?
With an iPhone.
Read.
They are together
With
become
an
unprofitable.
You were together become
With an
unprofitable.
iPhone.
Your days are numbered.
Recording on another phone.
Your days are numbered.
Man, yeah,
Your days are absolutely numbered.
Certainly. I wonder
Read
who's
on.
numbering.
There is none that doeth good.
What the Lord say?
There is none that doeth good.
Read.
No, not one.
No, not one. Right? Read.
Their throat is an open sepulchre.
Your throat is an open sepulchre. You got it open, speaking things that you know not what. And you ought to be quiet, right? Give me Acts 19 and verse 36. Read. You can't help us do nothing, right? Read.
With their tongues,
You can't do nothing but fulfill prophecy,
Right?
right? Read on.
they have used deceit.
They have what?
They have used deceit.
Right? Give me the book of Proverbs of 28 and verse 1.
Yeah, AJ.
This is the book of Proverbs, chapter 28 and verse 1.
Right? Read that.
The wicked flee.
What the Lord say?
The wicked flee.
Read it again.
The wicked flee.
Read it one more time.
The wicked flee.
Read.
When no man pursueth.
Read.
But the righteous are bold as a lion.
Right, get up the block, man, with your Edomite buddy, man. right? Doing nothing but fulfilling prophecy, man. That's why the Lord got to kill our people, man. Right? He had his chance at repentance, right? What's that so-called Edomite song? You only got one shot. Do not miss your chance to blow. Yeah. Opportunity comes once in a lifetime. Yeah, this opportunity comes once in a lifetime, man. For you to hear about life and death, you know, scoffing, man. You know, the brother was taking his time trying to break it down to him. He kept butting in, right? And then he said the most unthinkable. When is he gonna do it? Yeah, that's bad. Tempting the Most High, man.
He was walking up smirking, so I knew he came up with an agenda.
Yeah, tempting the Most High, man. Right? Then the Lord said every idle word, right?
I was gonna bring that up.
Every idle word, man. You told, right? Bring it out.
It's the book of Matthew, chapter 12, and verse 36. You said Acts 13.
36.
But I say unto you that every idle word that men shall speak, they shall give an account thereof in the day of judgment. For by thy words thou shalt be justified.
For by what?
For by thy words thou shalt be justified.
So the Lord said you got to watch what you say, because by your words you're going to be justified. That's why men have to be very, very careful on what you say, right? You have to be careful on what you say, because the angels are always watching, right? Then you could be talking to the elect, right? You may say something foolish and vain or words of babbling. And next thing you know, you curse yourself, man.
What's that? Life and death is in the power of the
tongue.
tongue.
Power of the tongue, man. Right, read on.
And by thy words thou shalt be condemned.
And by thy words thou shalt be condemned. Right, bring it out, King.
The book of Acts, chapter 19, verse 36. Verse 39.
Verse 36.
Verse 36.
Right.
Seeing then that these things cannot be spoken against, ye ought to be quiet.
See that? You ought to be quiet. Right. Go out, King. How y'all doing, family?
How are you?
All praise. We doing all right. So we called you over here to ask this brother right here, what would you call, you believe in God? First of all, do you believe in God? Okay, that's good. Now, what does God call our race of people? Like, what is our nationality? What is our name? So God calls them color crayon box.
I wouldn't say it like that.
I mean, so what did he call us?
We're African American.
All right, so God was born in 1980s and turned, because that's when that term came out. In 1988, from Jesse Jackson, who was a primetime coon.
So, what should we be called then?
Let's find out.
I like
Let's find out.
I like that name.
What should we be called?
I like that.
Right? Now, this is the first thing you got to understand. Give me Acts 17 and 26.
Look at Acts, chapter 17, start at verse 26. And hath made of one blood all nations of men.
What did God make?
All nations of men.
So God made nationalities, different people on the earth. Right? So you have to find out what God called you and your race of people. Your name. What's your God-given nationality? Right? Give me St. John chapter 10, verse 3. Right? Let's find out of the Holy Bible, because this is what we're reading out of. It's not the Quran. It's not the Book of the Dead. You know, it's not the Book of the Mormons. No, we're reading out of... You said what? Yeah, we're not reading the Dead Sea Scrolls. We're reading out of Thus Saith the Lord. The Bible that everybody claims to believe in. Right? Read that.
The book of St. John, chapter 10 and verse 3. Right. To him the porter openeth, and the sheep hear his voice.
Did you hear that? To him the porter openeth, and the what hears his voice? The sheep hear his voice. Right? Read on.
And he calleth his own sheep.
God calls his own sheep. God has sheep, and he calls them by what?
By name.
By what?
By name.
He calls them by proper name. So we're going to find out the name of the Lord's sheep in the Bible. Do you by chance have any idea what the sheep are called in the Bible? Let's find out, right? Bring it up.
Book of Israel.
That's right. That's the spirit. Right? The book of Jeremiah. Let's go.
Book of Jeremiah. Chapter 50.
Right?
Verse 17.
Right, listen to this, brother.
Israel is a scattered sheep.
So the sheep, their proper name is what?
One more time.
Say it again.
Okay, we're going to say it.
Israel.
What is their name?
Israel
Read on.
is a scattered sheep.
So who is the sheep that the Lord said his sheep was going to hear his voice, and then you find out that they're scattered?
You say Israel.
Israel.
Okay, keep it in
Right?
mind.
So Israel is a man, he has descendants, and they are called the Israelites.
Yeah.
It makes sense? So, check this out. Give me the book of Judges chapter 2 and verse 14.
I got it.
Right, bring it out.
Judges chapter 2, verse 14.
Right, listen to this.
And the anger of the Lord was hot against Israel.
Do you think that God is upset at your race of people? Look at the condition that they're in and how they've been in since they've been in America. Do you think God is pleased with them, and or do you think God is upset at them?
I wouldn't say neither. I wouldn't say upset or pleased.
Okay, so because why? You don't think God would be upset at somebody?
I feel like he can, but it's
So stop right there. Look at your entire race, brother. I'm not talking about your family in particular or people that you may know. Look at your entire race as a nation. Do you think God? Look at all this. So look at all this, brother. This is affliction. This is slavery. This is hanging. This is being sold. This is being castrated. Do you think God is pleased or upset at your race of people?
I say upset. Yeah.
Okay, now listen to this. Read that one more time.
Judges chapter 2, verse 14. And the anger of the Lord
The anger of God, read,
was hot.
was what?
Was hot.
If I say, what's your name?
It's Jerry.
Brother Jerry, I'm hot at you, brother. That means what?
Could be upset.
I'm very upset, right? Now, God said he's very upset and hot at who?
Against Israel.
Against who?
Against Israel.
Now, Israel is the chosen people of the Most High.
Right?
He said he was hot at his chosen people, and what happened to him?
And he delivered them into the hands of spoilers.
He gave them to their enemies, another race of people. What did they do?
That spoiled them.
That spoiled them, that lied to them, mistreated them. What else?
And he sold them.
What happened to the Israelites?
And he sold them.
Was your race of people ever sold?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was sold.
We were sold.
And that's how we here.
That's how we here.
Right.
And we got up here by what part of transportation? By a boat. Now give me Deuteronomy 28:68. Now, did you know that we could read that in the Bible? That the Atlantic slave trade was prophesied in the Bible 4,000 years ago before it happened in 1619. But we're going to read it.
Look at Deuteronomy, chapter 28, verse 68.
Right, listen to this real good.
And the Lord shall bring thee into Egypt again.
You know about Egypt, right? With Moses, he said, Pharaoh, let my people go. Yeah, he said, let the Israelites go.
Right.
Free them out of slavery. So God said for breaking the commandments, they got to go back into Egypt again.
Right.
Right? If you had to guess what Egypt would mean, well, I mean, what would that mean? What were they doing in Egypt the first time when Moses said, Pharaoh, let them go?
I would assume they had slaves.
Yeah, they was in slavery. The Egyptians had God's chosen people, the Israelites, in slavery. Moses freed them out of slavery. After he freed them out of slavery, this is what he said. He said, you're going to go back into Egypt again, which is slavery. Now, you said we got up here about what part of transportation? All right, now, what is the name of the people that we're reading about?
The Israelites.
The Israelites, right? Read that.
Book of Deuteronomy, chapter 28, verse 68.
Listen to this real good, brother.
And the Lord shall bring thee into Egypt again
Slavery again. How they going to go into slavery?
with ships,
By plane.
with ships,
By bus.
with ships,
Hellcats.
with ships,
Chargers.
with ships,
Mercedes-Benz.
with ships,
Escalades.
with ships.
Who went into slavery on slave ships?
You read that? My bad.
Who went into slavery on slave ships?
Who was the slavery?
Who went into slavery via slave ships?
Israelite, right?
That's right. And does that line up with your history?
Yeah.
All right, with ships, read on. For breaking the commandments, read.
By the way whereof I spake unto
The
thee,
same way it's written, read.
thou shalt see it no more again.
You're going to be stuck, right? Read on.
And
When
there
you get off of the slave ships, this is going to be your last captivity, major captivity that you go to. What's going to happen?
ye shall be sold.
You shall be what?
Ye shall be sold.
That's in the Bible.
Right.
Who went into slavery on slave ships? They got off the slave ships, went on the auction blocks, and got sold.
But I got a question though.
Answer
the
the
question,
question,
brother?
Answer the question first.
How would you know if we Israelites? Because slavery happened. We went our history, religion views, stuff like that. How would you know we're Israelites if the history is like it can be put with our history and taken away? Basically.
Give me Jeremiah 17:4. Deuteronomy 29, verse 14. Let's find out. That's a good question. Right? I
It
respect.
could be any, because we can be anything really. We don't know. History is really, out of balance.
I respect that question, and I'm gonna answer. Give me Deuteronomy first. 29 and 14.
The book of Deuteronomy, chapter 29, verse 14. Neither with you only,
Read on.
do I make this covenant and this oath.
So like, start at verse 13.
Starting at verse 13.
Verse 12. That's what I want.
Starting at verse 12. Deuteronomy 29, verse 12.
Right?
That thou shouldest enter into the covenant with the Lord thy God.
So God made his chosen people, the Israelites, enter into a covenant with him. A covenant is like a contract in modern day terms. Right? They entered into a contract with God, read.
And into his oath.
Right?
Which the Lord thy God maketh with thee this day.
So the oath and the covenant and the contract is what? Give me Deuteronomy 11 and 26.
Deuteronomy 11 and 26.
And it reads, Behold, I set before you this day
I set before you this day, this covenant. What's within this covenant?
a blessing and a curse.
Blessings and curses is in this covenant. Right? Read on.
A blessing if you obey the commandments of the Lord your God, which I command you this day.
Right?
And a curse if you would not obey the commandments of the Lord your God.
Did you hear that? It said blessings and curses will happen to the chosen people for their obedience and their disobedience. Give me Jeremiah 17 and 4. Give me Zechariah 11 and 5.
Jeremiah 17 and 4.
Right?
And thou, even thyself, shalt discontinue from thy inheritance.
This is a curse, to be discontinued from your heritage. Every other race on the earth can pinpoint and go back in history and antiquity and find out where they come from. You said our history was what from us?
It was taken.
It was
taken.
taken.
They put stuff in it.
They put stuff in it.
Yeah.
Now, listen to this. Read again.
Even thyself shalt discontinue from thy
So
inheritance.
you're going to keep your heritage.
Shalt discontinue from thy inheritance.
God said the Israelites will be discontinued from their heritage.
Right.
You said, show me where the Israelites, if our history was taken from us. The Bible just said that your history would be taken from you. Read.
That I gave thee.
That God gave you, not what man is going to put on you, like calling you a black man to call out the crayon box, or calling you an African American, which is two continents. And the word African goes back to Leo Scipios Africanus, which is a white man, which is why the Ethiopians don't call themselves African, which is why the Libyans don't call themselves African.
Right?
Right? The people that are in that landmass don't even call themselves Africans, but you Negroes do.
Right?
Because you was discontinued from your heritage. What else?
And I will cause thee to serve thy enemies.
And through your discontinuation of your heritage, it's going to be caused by the servitude of your enemies. Serving the so-called white man in slavery. Serving the so-called Chinese men, right? During the Tang Dynasty when he had you built the Great Wall of China. Serving the Arab man when he had you in captivity. Right? Read on.
In the land which thou knowest not.
And it's going to happen in the land that you did not know about. That's in the Bible. Give me Zechariah 11 and 5.
The book of Zechariah, chapter 11, starting at verse 5.
Right, listen to this.
Whose possessors slay them.
You listen to this real good. You said, how do we know that we the Israelites? God said, whose possessors slayed them. Now, we know that we went into captivity, so we're possessed by somebody, right?
Yeah.
Do we get killed in America?
Yeah.
We do, right? Orlando Castillo, Trayvon Martin, Tamir Rice, what's the brother name? George Floyd, Trayvon Martin. What's the Emmett Till?
Yeah.
Right? Listen to this. Who's
Sandra
what?
Bland.
Yeah, Sandra Bland.
Zechariah 11 and 5. Who possessors slay them.
Hey, it was just a sister the other day that got murdered by the police. Right? In Fayetteville, up the road. Whose possessors kill God's people, read on.
And hold themselves not guilty.
What do they do?
Hold themselves not guilty.
What does that sound like? Where you got a race of people killing another race of people, and they hold themselves not guilty because they're in power, and they make the rules, and they call the shots.
It makes sense to an extent.
I mean,
But
to
then
what
again,
extent does it not make a
you have
sense?
to remember, we were sold. Our people sold us.
No.
We were sold.
No. Hold on. We were sold, but
And we were slaves
listen.
then.
Hold on. Listen. You said we were sold, which is true, but you also said you sold yourself. Really?
I wasn't there.
Listen. You
My
just
ancestor
said.
was.
That's what you just said, though. You said our people sold our people. That's what you said, right?
Yes.
Is that true, or is that a part of the history that they put on you and made you to believe?
Well, I believe so. I believe it's true.
Where's the
'Cause
art?
it was slavery, and slavery has been here since forever.
So listen, that's not up for debate. That's true.
Yeah.
But what you just said was you sold yourself. Your race of people sold their own race. Where is the artifacts in the history and the archaeology proving that we sold ourselves?
I wouldn't know that. I have to do research myself.
Well, let's find out in the Bible. Let's find out if that's true in the Bible. That makes sense? All right, give me the book of Joel chapter 3. So let me ask you this. Are you saying that you're an African man?
I'm African American.
You're African American. All right. So why don't you call yourself Ethiopian? Why would you not do that?
I wouldn't do that because I never been there. I really don't have no meaning of what it really is to call myself that.
So what is the meaning of an African American?
Descendant of African in America.
Where at in Africa?
No idea.
No idea. Now, here's the problem. Ethiopians not going to call themselves African because they know that they go back to Kush. They're from Ethiopia. The only people that don't know where they come from in that continent is God's chosen people, the Israelites. Right? And you aren't African. Just because somebody got dark skin doesn't mean that they're the same people. Yeah, you got East Indian people with the red dot. They got the same skin complexion as you, but if you call them black or African American, they might fight you. Yeah, they'll say, well, no, I'm not. Even an African man is going to tell you that he's not an African American. It's because they know that you are different than them. So check this out. Read that.
Book of Joel chapter 3 and verse 3. And they have cast lots for my people,
Right?
and have given a boy for an harlot.
So listen, I'm about to give you the linguistic and the history of the Atlantic slave trade, all right? Now, during the Atlantic slave trade, what they tell you in society is that you sold yourself to other people. That's what they say, right? Let's find out if that's true. Right now, God said they cast lots for my people. That's meaning making bets for God's people, you know?
And have given a boy for an harlot,
They gave a boy for a harlot. That's what the trade that they did for this slave trade, you know?
and sold a girl for wine,
They sold little girls for wine so that they can get drunk. Read?
that they might drink.
Because wine was hard to come around back in the day. Right, read on.
Yea, and what have ye to do with me, O Tyre and Zidon?
Who did this?
O Tyre and Zidon.
I got a question. Are you the same as those Africans in Africa that put lip disc in their lips, bones in their nose? Their skin is a little more ashier. They got those big old great bellies. They put them on TV. Are you the same as them?
I would assume not.
You would assume not, because I mean, y'all don't look the same. Y'all don't do the same things. You don't have the same spirit, and you're not a part of the same race. They have a different forefather than you. Tyre and Zidon is a real ancient, a real African, which they go back to Ham. Those are real Africans, the ones that do those tributary acts like put the lip disc in their lips, the bones in their nose. Read on.
And all the coast of Palestine.
We know that the Palestinians are so-called Arabs, Ishmael. So the people that took God's chosen people were the real Africans and the Palestinians. Read on.
Will ye render me a recompense?
Right?
And if ye recompense me swiftly and speedily, will I return your recompense upon your own head.
Meaning God is going to judge them for what they did to you. And they taught you that you was an African, and they got you. And he said, all right, you put the, well, I guess I'm an African. You went with it. Well, they said I'm African. You went down the street. You know, you clicked your heels together. Hey, African. You know, black and I'm proud. You know, right? Read on.
Because ye have taken my silver and my gold.
Because you took the Lord's silver and his gold. Read.
And have carried into your temples my goodly pleasant things.
Read.
The children also of Judah.
The children of Judah are the people that they took. The Israelites from the tribe of Judah. Read on.
And the children of Jerusalem.
And the other tribes. Read on.
Have ye sold unto the Grecians?
Who did the real Africans and the Arab men sell them to?
Have ye sold unto the Grecians?
Who would be the Grecians?
People who others.
That would be so-called white people. So God just said in the Bible that real Africans, which are Tyre and Zidon, and the Palestinian men, those are two dark races right there. They got the same skin complexion as you. They sold them to the red men. So you was lied to about how we sold ourselves. That's not scholarly, that's not historical, that's not true. That's an emphatic lie. You wouldn't sell your own brother and then see them get raped, robbed, and murdered for hundreds of thousands of years and never come get them.
That's right.
Yeah, why they got all the gold and the wealth over there in the continent of Africa. They could have came over here. Don't you know they got mighty men of war and valor and they got the resources? No, they're in a whole league in a private society with the so-called white man to keep you down. They got a seat at the UN and you don't.
I appreciate that. I'm gonna think about that though tonight.
Well, hold on. Well, guess what? You wouldn't be African. That's nowhere in the Bible. When you said you believe in God. So what did God call your race of people in the Bible? That's the whole point of this all.
You said sheep, right?
Yeah, we the sheep, but the sheep has a name, right? Give me the book of Jeremiah, chapter 50.
Jeremiah chapter 50 and verse 17. Israel is a scattered sheep.
Read Matthew 15 and 24. Read it again.
Israel is a scattered sheep.
The reason that you're scattered, brother, is because those races of people utterly annihilated you and put these different slave trades, right? That's what happened. That's why the Lord said this. Read that.
Matthew chapter 15, verse 24. But he answered and said, I am not sent, but unto the lost sheep of the house of Israel.
The what?
The lost sheep of the house of Israel.
The lost sheep of the house of Israel is who you are. Right? These are the 12 tribes of Israel that are the lost sheep, which were the lost sheep of the house of Israel, that are now found in the last days in the spirit, power, and the grace and abundance of the Most High Yahweh Shah. These are the 12 tribes of the children of Israel. So if you see yourself on this sign, right, you'll be an Israelite from your respective tribe. If your father's a so-called black man, you'll be an Israelite from the tribe of Judah. So on and so forth. All right? So you got to throw away that term African American. That's a nasty word. That's actually an insult. That's right. Yeah, why would you call yourself? That's two continents.
I mean, I ain't trying to be controversial, nothing. But
I'm saying, think about it, brother.
It's just what I have been taught from family, going to church. This is what I've been taught since birth. So of course I'm gonna say that. But if you raised differently, different religions, stuff like that, you will do what you're accustomed to. But I have to think about that. It's something to think about. But I appreciate that.
It's something to think about. Now, here's another thing to think about.
Romans chapter 13 and verse 11. And that knowing the time, that now.
No, that yesterday.
That now.
That last year.
That now.
That now. The time that you live in right now, because the Lord had you come up, right, to learn your nationality and learn how to serve Him properly. That now.
It is high time to awake out of sleep.
To do what?
To awake out of sleep.
If you got to wake out of sleep, what condition were you in?
You say you had to wake out of sleep?
Yeah, when you wake out of sleep, what condition was the person that was sleeping? They're just in. Well, I mean, what were they just doing? If you gotta wake up, what were you just doing? You was asleep. So God told a race of people that they gotta wake out of sleep, meaning they were asleep. And that's the time that you're living in.
Right. Yeah.
And that sleep state of mind got our people calling themselves things that God didn't call them, like African American, like a Baptist, like a black man, which is the color out of a crayon box, like an Asiatic black man, like a Moor, like a Mormonist or Nation of Islam. You know? So you got to call yourself what God called you, brother. What did God call you?
You said it's an Israelite.
Hold on, what did God call you? Not me, not what I said.
You said sheep? No.
Yeah, brother, yeah. But what did God, I didn't say is what I'm saying. What did God say?
I got something to do with Israelites.
That's right, brother, the Israelites. All right. Planted the seed. Here, brother, take a card, brother. Take a card. Take a card. Get St. John 1:47.
The book of St. John, chapter 1, verse 47.
All right, this is a card for you.
Yahweh saw Nathanael coming to him
All right.
and said of him,
All right, listen to this.
Behold, an Israelite indeed.
What's your name, brother?
I'm Jared.
Jared. All right, what is Jared's name?
Behold, an Israelite indeed.
What is his name?
An Israelite indeed.
Jared, what's your name?
Israelite.
All right, all praise to the Most High. All praise to the Most High. Brother Jared on the scene. Israelite, indeed. Israelite, indeed.
He was holding the back. He was like,
Yeah, he was holding.
trying to get him.
Yeah. Man, yeah.
Threw the card away.
Yeah.
You did.
Did he?
Nah, they had right hand.
Oh, okay. Give me St. John 17 and verse 17. I'm gonna just get a few, since the spirit was already kind of moving.
Book of St. John, chapter 17 and verse 17. Sanctify them through thy truth.
What the Lord started verse 16.
Verse 16, they are not of the world,
Right?
even as I am not of the world.
Right. So the brother was going into being in the world earlier and how you in the world, you abusing the world. You can't be in the world, man, especially if you're a follower of Yahweh Shah. Right? You gotta reject this world, man. You gotta reject your flesh. You gotta reject the things that you think are profitable for you, but it's really not. Right? People are just not in the spirit in the last days. You know you're living in the last days and how the Most High is going to attack your mind, attack your house. We got spirits attacking the nation right now, man. And what do you do when you're being attacked? You attack it back by being spiritual, by fasting and praying and throwing up supplications, man. Right? And not moving out of your own will and your own lust and how you feel as a human being. Right? Being in your own feeling as a human being is going to get you put to death, man.
Right.
It's going to get you to the gate, and then you have, hey, turn around, I didn't know you. And then it's going, hey, you got to put your head down, then you're not going to make it. Right? Being a human being. Right? Read that again.
They are not of the world,
Right?
even as I am not of the world.
Right, read.
Sanctify them through thy truth.
What the Lord say?
Sanctify them through thy truth.
Right, the Lord prayed for them so that they can be sanctified through the truth. Right? You have to pray daily to be sanctified through the truth, man. Otherwise, you're going to get utterly subdued by spirits. Right? This truth is not about candy canes and going out and, we do unity camps and take pictures and put them up on the ground. No, this truth is about enduring hardship, man. Right? That's what this truth is about.
Right.
Right? Give me Mark chapter 4 and verse 17 real quick. Right? So the Lord said you have to be sanctified through the truth. Give me St. John chapter 18 and verse 37. Right? And finish that where you was at.
Thy word is truth.
Thy what?
Thy word is truth.
Meaning, when you're going through things, you're going through affliction and trial and tribulation, you got to go through the word. Right? You move in your own lust, your own spirit, then you're sanctified through Satan. And Satan is more easily, highly sustainable to hop in your mind to have you doing what you want to do. Right? Just moving when you want to move. You can't move when you want to move. Right? That's idolatry. That's what the brother read earlier, how Paul said, listen, we do everything by Hashem Mashiach Yahushua, Lord willing. Lord willing, this can happen. Lord willing, we can do this. Right? When you start speaking like that and you start moving like that, you'll be more in the spirit. But when you do what you want to do, you're going to cause your days to be numbered, man. Now that's what happened to the nation of Israel. If you want to start examining yourself, a good way to examine yourself is by examining the nation of Israel. Look how we failed. Look at the things that we did to have us get in this situation. And then look at your life. right? Israel wanted to do their own thing. We came just out of Egypt. We wanted to worship what we wanted to do. Guess what happened? Got sent right back into slavery, right? You know, all of our kings fell. All of our wisdom fell. Everything fell. Your gold and your silver was taken from you. Your knowledge and your dignity was taken from you.
Right.
Now you got to learn it all over again. A whole restart.
Royal apparel.
Yeah, your royal apparel is gone. Right? Read on.
As thou hast sent me into the world, even so have I also sent them into the world.
Right?
And for their sakes I sanctify myself.
And for their sakes I sanctify myself, man. Like when you in this thing, you're not in this thing for yourself.
Right.
Right? Compare yourself to Yahweh Shah, man. Right? Stop being selfish. You know? Being selfish is not praying for your brethren, not praying for your significant other, your partner, not praying for your nation, not fasting for your nation. You know? Just moving like a carnal man. And the Lord said to be carnally minded is death, man. Right? But to be spiritually minded is everlasting life. You know? Read on.
That they also might be sanctified through the truth.
Right?
Neither pray I for those alone, but for them also which shall believe on me.
He said, I don't pray for those alone, but them also that shall believe on me. Right? And that's cold, bro. That is cold right there. Yahushua is praying for the people that never saw him, but he knew one day they was gonna wake up.
Right.
He knew that one day they're gonna get it together, man. You know, you got a lot of men and people in Israel that they make false judgments like, you know, oh, this person gonna die right there. Hey, no, pray for that person first. If your brother transgress you, right? Don't throw up the curses on them already. Pray that the Most High forgive them. Pray that, you know, their spirit to get better or things of that nature, or, you know, just pray for them, man. You know, stop having that one hitter quit it spirit all the time. Right? When you win this thing and it's not going, then you just give up. You know? Oh, well, you know, I took it. It wasn't feeling. Oh, I'm leaving. I'm gone.
Right.
You got that give up spirit, man. That was in the world, man.
Right.
That's worldly. To be a quitter. You know, to give up easy. You know, right? Read on. Read that one more time.
And for their sakes I sanctify myself. Salaki, verse 20. Neither pray I for those alone, but for them also which shall believe on me.
Right.
Through their word.
Through what?
Through their word.
Read.
That they all may be one.
That they all may be one. Pray for them through their word that they all may be one, man. This is the words of Yahushua. Right, read.
As thou, Father, art in me, and I in thee.
Right?
That they also may be one in us.
That they all, this is mighty, man. This is Yahushua in his element right here, man. He's praying for the Israelites that scoffed him, right? That, you know, that they're trying to give him up, you know, that didn't have faith at the time, that was mocking him, but he's praying for them, right? That's mighty. This is Yahushua, right? Read on.
That the world may believe that thou hast sent me.
You see that? I'm praying for them that, and even though they don't believe now, but through process of elimination, through time, the world is gonna believe in me, man. That's what Yahushua said. That's our king right there, man. You don't elect somebody being king, elect somebody like that, man. That's praying for the nation, even when the nation don't give a damn about it, man. That's laboring for the nation when there's no reward right then and there, but there's the one at the end. Right? That's the man, that's the king right there. Right? When they said, this is your king, yes, this is our king, man. Right? Read on.
And the glory which thou gavest me, I have given them,
right?
That they may be one, even as we are one.
You see that? And the glory that he gave them was through the sanctifying of his prayer and his fasting for them when they didn't believe, man. So that's why we're here today, man, because Yahushua prayed for us when we didn't believe. Now we got an opportunity to go out and Revelation 13:9 and Deuteronomy 28:68 and what's the nationality now? Israelite. Right? This is the reason why we got the opportunity to do that today, man. Because Yahushua was mighty in the spirit. Right? Read.
I and them and thou in me,
I in them, and thou in me, read on.
that they may be made perfect.
That they be made what?
May be made perfect.
So it's people in the truth right now that are perfect. And I don't mean perfect through, you know, they never went off through their works. You understand? Things of that nature. They're perfect through the sanctifying of Yahweh Shah, man. Yahweh Shah made them perfect through the Spirit, man.
Right.
And they're going to get the kingdom regardless. Because through their spirit, they're going to always endure this thing. Always. Through affliction, through trial and tribulation, they always going to endure it, man.
Right.
When affliction is going to come, they're going to take their sword. They're going to be hitting it. You know, all that, they kind of getting beat up and scratched. And, you know, but they're going to fight back, man.
Right.
You know, they're not going to give up, and I'm going to sit in the chair, fold my hands, and, oh, you know, I don't know. I'm going to turn around and, right, you know, that's how people end up leaving the truth, because it get too hard for them. Get too hard for them. The truth ain't for everybody, man. It ain't for everybody. Right? Read on.
And that the world may know that thou hast sent me and hast loved them as thou hast loved me.
Right?
Father, I will that they also, whom thou hast given me, be with me where I am.
Right?
That they may behold my glory,
Right?
which thou hast given me. For thou lovest me before the foundation of the world.
For thou lovest me before the foundation of the world. Read on.
O righteous Father,
Oh, who?
O righteous Father,
Read on.
the world hath not known thee,
The world hath not, this is a mighty account, man. Right? The world hath not known me. Read on.
but I have known thee.
Read.
And these have known that thou hast sent me.
And these have known that thou hast sent me. Read.
And I have declared unto them thy name,
Right? And I have declared unto them thy name. Read.
and will declare it, that the love wherewith thou hast loved me, may them and I in them.
You see that? And I in them, man. Right? So that's going to be the elect right there. Right? Bring it out what I call.
Book of Mark, chapter 4, starting at verse 17.
Right?
And it reads,
Mark chapter 13, verse
and have no root in themselves, and so endure for a time.
Right? And this is the other side of it. People are not going to have root in themselves. They're only going to endure for a time. Right? You got certain seasons where they're going to endure. Start at a verse above that. Salaki.
Mark chapter 4, verse 16. And these are they likewise which are sown on stony ground.
These people right here are sown on stony ground. Right? You know? You see all this concrete right here? I mean, just imagine somebody, you know, taking a seed and, oh, I'm going to sow this seed right here on this concrete. Right? They're dumping all of the water on it. They'll say, oh, well, it's not growing. Well, give me some alkaline water. What about the Fiji? Where's the Fiji at? Just give me the Fiji. Right? You know, what's the other alkaline water? Oh, I need the 9.8. Oh, I have a 10.0. Put the 10.0 up there.
Smart water.
Yeah, smart water. And nothing is growing. It's sown on stony ground and not good soil. Read on.
Who, when they have heard the word,
When they have heard the word,
immediately receive it with gladness,
right, they immediately received it with gladness when they heard it. Read.
and have no root in themselves,
And they have no root in themselves. Read on.
and so endure but for a time.
And so they only endure for a time. Read.
Afterward,
After they endure for a little bit. Read on.
when affliction or persecution arises,
What's going to come?
for the word's sake,
No, read that again. What's going to come?
and so endure but for a time.
Right.
Afterward, when affliction or persecution arises,
That's what's going to come. Right? Once you receive the word, hear the word, and you rejoiceful, affliction and persecution is coming, man. Right? Read on.
affliction or persecution arises for the word's sake, immediately they are offended.
Immediately they are what?
Offended.
You see that? Immediately they are offended when affliction has came. Right? That's because that's what's supposed to come, man.
Right.
Affliction, man. Tribulation, trial, agony, heartache, sleepless nights, scoffers, demons, right? Hard labor. You know? You think you're just going to cakewalk into the kingdom? No, there's no cakewalk into the kingdom. All right, I'm sorry to bust your bubble, man. You got to go through it. You got to go through hell to get there. Because that's the only way you're going to appreciate it, Jake.
Right.
If you got it easy, you're not really going to appreciate it. You know, you're going to love going off. You're going to love excuses. That's what people in this society love. They love excuses. You know, but you got to go through it, man. Right? Give me 2 Timothy chapter 3 and verse 11. Right? 2 Timothy 2 and 10 as well. Bring it out, King.
1 Corinthians 6:4.
Time.
Recorded to die.
Yeah, too. That's gonna say it.
Book of 1 Corinthians, chapter 6, verse 4.
Right?
Yeah, page.
That's 6 and 1. Right
Okay,
there.
sorry. 6 and 4. Oh. If then ye have judgment of things pertaining to this life.
That's 1 Corinthians, King.
What, 2 Corinthians? Second Corinthians chapter 6, verse 4.
Right?
But in all things, approving ourselves as the ministers of God,
Right?
in much patience, in affliction,
And much patience in affliction, read on.
in necessities, in distress,
Right?
in strife,
Read on.
in prison,